High snap, play action, Nichols underneath, caught, gets away from one tackler, gets away from two tacklers, down the sidelines, one man to beat, stutter step, getting away to the end zone, number 8, Dylan Talley, touchdown, Bowie.
Robertson in motion, Craven's back to pass, goes across the middle, Ghostin holds it in, he's gonna go to the touchdown, to the house, Cravens to Ghostin, Colt, touchdown!
As a tight end, pulls a guard, Barrett finds the hole, follows the pulling guard, cuts outside, bounces outside to the 20, 10, 15, 5, touchdown, Bowers, touchdown, Bowie!
Out of the stretch. Sky towards left center field. The wind is carrying it. Is it gone? It is! Jackson Irons with a 2-run shot over the left center field fence. He'll plate Wharton, and it's 6-4. There's still an insurance run that is about to get driven in on this base hit. Flores delivers the insurance run. Burkle out of position. They've got to pass, and they've got to go! Patomeco with the pass. Mirario has a bit of a look. Shot on goal, and he gets it in! Two tight end set here as we go to the left-hand side with B.J. Rogers. Rogers is into the second level. B.J. Rogers to midfield. One man trying to catch up to him, but he will not. Number 6 in for 6. That will do it.
This broadcast is under intellectual property and may not be repurposed or reproduced without express written consent. Enjoy this presentation from Zach Arnold Productions. Energetic Media Solutions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's game day in Grand Prairie, Texas. And Zap has all the action you're looking for. Broadcasting live from Grand Prairie High School. This is Texas High School Baseball presented by John Wade Roofing. Your pregame show for the Bowie Volunteers versus the Dallas Jesuit Rangers is coming up right after this.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
If you're a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage, or perhaps just navigating the complexities of Medicare, look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial auto, or even life and health insurance, their agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346.
Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to Gopher Park on the campus of Grand Prairie High School. The rain has driven us away from the ballpark at Bowie, where the Bowie Volunteers are going to be the home team for Game 2 versus the Dallas Jesuit Rangers. But we had to move over to our friendly neighbors to the east and play on the turf field here at Grand Prairie High School tonight. And I want to welcome you into the broadcast booth here. This is Doug Pops Arnold, and I'm joined by Jot Holly on the call tonight. We're glad to have you with us. Hi, Jot. How you doing tonight?
Just another rainy day. Rain's gone away. It's time to get the baseball going today.
There we go. Fans, this is the pregame show, and it's presented by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, Inc., a family-owned business with a team of professionals who have served the Arlington area for over 50 years. Don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a custom insurance plan tailored to your small business's needs and budget. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346 or go to www.chapman-cornelius.com. The pregame show brought to you by Chapman Cornelius Insurance. John, you were at the ball game last night in Dallas for the Rangers versus the Vols. I was here at Grand Prairie. I feel like I got my own parking place here as I was covering the Arlington versus Richardson game here last night. But you were on site for that opening game one. What were your observations of the Bowie Jesuit game last night?
Yeah, as Zach said last night, I'm the only one of the rotation of all the Zap rotation that gets to see the same team twice. So I get a chance to see Bowie again. Last night I saw a difference of overall power. Patrick Grady, the starter for the Rangers, he was dangerous out there on the mound for Jesuit. He had 8 strikeouts of Volunteers. He went the whole 6 innings. For Bowie, they had a combined 3 hits. 2 of those from Jackson Turner, and the other one came from Isaiah Henderson, the big double that he got with 2-out double in the first inning. Other than that, not many base runners. They had 2 walks. Those came from Isaiah Henderson. Henderson was the only one that was making constant production besides Jackson Turner in the lineup 1 through 9. You can't do that tonight if you want to get a win against Jesuit. 1 through 4, the guys you look for, those are the ones that were kind of doing a little bit of production. 5 through 9, they got to step it up for sure tonight.
Yeah, John, Bowie still comes into this game with an overall winning record at 19-10. They went 8-6 in the district to make the playoffs for the first time in 12 years. So quite an accomplishment for the Bowie Volunteers and Coach Alex Johnson, assistant coach Nolan Crowdis, and so it's just a great accomplishment to see Bowie baseball back in the by-district playoff round. But the last couple of games, just to be honest, based from what I've seen, the Bowie bats have just gone silent here at the end of the season. And just not a real good time for that to happen for them.
Yeah, district play, somewhere along the way, district play, especially home games, the bats got silent. Away games, they were able to get a little bit more run production, but not much to really separate themselves from other teams like Arlington. But for Bowie, you can't go silent, especially late in the season like this. It's great that you made the playoffs for the first time in 12 years, but you don't want to go down getting swept 2-0. You got to at least have a fighting chance. That way you can tell the next group of those who made the playoffs, if it's the seniors, the juniors, the seniors that'll be here next year, or those that come down the line. We made it. We fought a hard team, but we took them to the very end. You don't want to. Last night wasn't a good way to go down. It's kind of like the story of the Alamo was 150 versus 3,000.
Yeah.
And you don't want to. You want to be at least one of the 150 that say, "Hey, I made it out of there with a fighting chance." It was the last one to go down, but I went down swinging.
Well, absolutely right there. We've got getting ready for the ball game to begin here. We've got 4 umpires on this ball game tonight. Coach Alex Johnson is coming out to visit with those umpires. Coach Jones coming over from Jesuit to meet at home plate. And we're about ready to get this one underway. But, here's the thing, John. I've watched Jesuit against District 8-6A teams for years. They always seem to play one of our matchup against one of the teams we're covering. And it's really tough to play against Dallas Jesuit. They get to pick their players. They have a lot of advantages as far as being able to train their players. And they've got like 42 kids out here tonight, a big pool of players that they can choose from. And the experience that I've seen is the teams that go up against Jesuit are 1-2 out, 1-2 out. And that's just the way it's happened in the years past. But I'm hoping tonight that we'll see something a little bit different here because Bowie's got their ace on the mound tonight in Isaiah Henderson. And if he can control the Jesuit bats and get some defense behind him, then it's going to rely that you still got to score some runs. I was fortunate enough to see you and I were both on that game, the South Grand Prairie game at the end of the season at the ballpark at Bowie when Roman Ortega did a really good job pitching that night, and it went to extra innings. And Bowie just couldn't get that run across. And it ended up to be, a very close ball game, 2-0, I believe, was the final score in that game. And so it's just a matter of you've got to have some runs where you can have all the pitching you want in the world, but you've got to have some runs on the board.
It's kind of like how in football we have the South Lake Carroll effect. Or the Arlington schools always have to play South Lake Carroll at some point in time in the playoffs. They're a school that has 50 players on offense and defense alone, have a team of 100 players because the seniors are all there just by the way the enrollment is at the school. So it always makes it harder when you play a team like Southlake as an Arlington school. It's going to say the same thing here for Bowie. When you play a team like Jesuit who has 40 players on their team, everybody they have 11 D1 have 11 baseball commits to go play at the next level, either D1 or D2 in college. So it's a big difference of not just overall roster size and talent, but just evaluating how you can evaluate those talents because you have the players to choose from. But the man on the mound, he can go start anywhere he wants. Isaiah Henderson's coming into the game with the ERA under 1. That's hard to say in high school. ERA under 1. He's by far the ace of this roster. He has 66 strikeouts on the season. He's had a lot of games that he's had 8+ strikeouts or more. So if he can get some type of momentum going, the bats need to come alive and help their man out. Last night they didn't get a chance to help Ortega out. They didn't help Brody out late in the game, but they got the ace on the mound. You can't win. You can't score. So you got to be able to help score. At some point in time, the bats got to come alive.
Okay, we've got the introductions going with the Golden Pipes of Yachty Pagan on PA behind us. Well, the Jesuit Rangers will be batting first tonight. John, let me run down the batting order for Jesuit, and then we'll set the defense for Bowie when they start getting announced tonight. So batting first for Jesuit, number 1, Braxton Barber, the center fielder. Batting second, number 7, Shane Parker, the second baseman. Batting third, number 4, Jake Foltz, the shortstop. Batting fourth, number 14, Amar Fleming, the first baseman. Batting fifth, number 12, Brooks Kowal, the right fielder. Batting sixth, number 2, Taylor Haddock, the third baseman. Batting seventh, number 15, Roman Derrickschweiler, the catcher. Batting eighth, number 16, Alex Barr, the designated hitter. And batting ninth, number 27, Charlie Wilson, the left fielder for Jesuit tonight. As we get ready to set the Bowie lineup, let's look around the Volunteers defense to start the game out. Roman Ortega will be playing at first base. Josue Martinez at second. Christian Uribe over at third. Andrew Vega, number 6, at shortstop. Alex Rojas, left field. In center field, Jackson Turner. In right field, Jason Wheeler. And the battery for the Volunteers tonight, Roberto De Leon behind the plate. And on the mound, as we mentioned earlier briefly, Isaiah Henderson will be bringing it from the mound, number 9, on the bump for Bowie tonight. So, John, what were the hit counts last night? You mentioned that the Bowie had 3 hits. He said 2 of them came from Jackson Wheeler.
Yeah.
1 of them came from Henderson.
Yeah.
But the Volunteers had 8 strikeouts.
8 strikeouts to 3 hits. Not a very good ratio. Jackson Turner last night had 2 singles. And then Isaiah Henderson had a 2-out double the first inning. Other than that, Isaiah Henderson was the only other Bowie Volunteer to make it on base with 2 walks later on in the game. So 2 guys did all the base running last night for the Volunteers. It's not going to shut out tonight. He got struck out 8 times. I understand Patrick Brady, he's a strong arm for the Volunteers, but for the Rangers, but this isn't their ace on the mound tonight. With Montez on the mound tonight for the Rangers, he's a little bit higher in ERA than Patrick Brady is. He's not as much of a strikeout guy as Patrick Brady is for the Rangers. He's kind of the opposite of what we're going to see from Isaiah Henderson. Montez is more of a pitch-to-contact guy. Every rotation has one, it seems. In high school, one man's strikeout, one man's a hit pitch-to-contact. Montez pitches to contact, so if you can get to him early, the one stat that me and Zach pointed out last night that you got to keep an eye of, Jesuits scored 44 runs in the first inning alone this season, 36 runs in the second. So if you can't score early, they don't fall behind.
All right, folks, that's the Chapman Cornelius pregame show. We're going to transition now to Honor America with the playing of our national anthem. We'll step aside.
Thank you.
All right, fans, the national anthem is done. We're ready for some baseball. Turns out to be a pretty night here at Gopher Park on the campus of Grand Prairie High School. It's a beautiful ballpark. 320 down both of the lines, left field and right field. 380 to dead center field. 365 to the alleys in left center and right center. There's a slight breeze, just a slight breeze blowing in from left field. It could affect balls that get up in the air and keep them in the park tonight. Plus, it's really humid here in the ballpark because of all the rain, and that's going to make the ball a little bit heavier. Bowie is out on the ball field ready to do their pregame pitching warm-ups. They're clad in all black, black top, black pants with orange balls scripted across their chest. It looks really sharp. Jesuit is in powder blue pants, powder blue top with Jesuit scripted across their chest, and they're taking their cuts in the warm-up. So, Jot, with that plate set for you, I'm going to turn it over to Jot Holly for some play-by-play action here as we get ready to enjoy some Texas High School playoff baseball tonight.
Yeah, let's get ready to play ball. Soon you get the first guy in the batter's box. We're going to see Braxton Barber. He's going to lead it off for Dallas Jesuit. Last night he led it off with a very big single. He went 3 for 4. All 3 hits were singles, 2 RBIs. So he's going to be one of the guys that's going to be tough for Henderson to start the game off. Behind him, you have Shane Parker, and batting third will be Jake Foltz. Last night, 1, 2, 3, they combined for 9 for 11. The bulk of the runs came across from the 1, 2, 3 guys in the Jesuit lineup. So you have a tough road to hoe for Isaiah Henderson.
You know, that makes sense that you would put those high on-base percentage guys up front in your batting order because you want to get on base early and let the meat of your order bring them home. You get on base any way you can, whether it's a walk or a bunt or whatever it is, and get those runs on the board like what happened last night.
Yeah, the problem with Jesuit is they have so many bats 1 through 9 that are very, very dangerous, especially batting ninth. Charlie Wilson. I kept saying Charlie Wilson's war in relation to the movie. He leads the team in home runs, 5 home runs in the 9 hole. So 1 through 9 all the way down for the Rangers is going to be a hard game for Henderson. But we got the ace on the mound. If anybody can do it, he's our man.
All right, looks like the table's set and the umpire just pointed play ball. Let's do it, John.
We're going to see Braxton Barber. He's going to step into the plate, the left-hander. The first pitch he sees is the inside fastball, strike 1. Barber went 3 for 4 last night. On the season, he's batting .298. So good leadoff hitter for the Rangers. Looking at an 0-1 count. The 0-1 pitch from Henderson. That ball swung on, hit foul out of play down the left field line. Let's do it again. 0-2. Henderson in his all-black unis, number 9, across the front. Blue Vols with the orange outline of the script. Behind the plate, Roberto De Leon, one of the better catchers in the district. The 0-2 pitch to Barber. That ball swung on, it is hit deep. Rojas is on his horse, and he is going to track that ball down for out number 1. Rojas had a lot of action last night, especially early. Had a lot of balls hit down the left field line, but that's a good start there that it makes his way into his glove.
Parker.
After the F7, Shane Parker, number 7, is going to take his first hacks at the game. He is one of the right-handers, plenty of right-handers on this Jesuit team. There are a few left-handers sprinkled in there, as we saw with Barber. Parker is batting .233, but last night it didn't matter. He also went 3 for 4. The first pitch to number 7, Barker. That ball is high. Third baseman Uribe is calling everybody off, and he's under it, and he's going to get a sure out on the first pitch. 4 pitches, 3 outs.
You know, that was really good leadership there by Uribe. He clearly gave the hand signals. I could hear his voice all the way up here calling everybody off. He took command of that pop-up and made sure he got the out.
These Volunteers, they were getting when they were getting warmed up, they were getting fun and free out there, a little funky fresh with Coach Crowdis. As the first pitch inside to Jake Foltz, the number 3 man in the lineup, is low and inside, ball 1. Jake Foltz, 1 for 2 last night. He made it on base 2 more times with 2 walks, batting .331 in the 3 hole. The 1-0, that ball swung on, hit foul, back to the net, 1-1. Pitch number 7 of the inning coming up now for Isaiah Henderson, the ace of this Volunteers rotation. And a sold-out, packed house here at Grand Prairie. The 1-1 pitch outside and away, ball 2. 2-1 count to Jake Vols, the right-hander. He's one of the guys that you hear a lot of tonight going further. There are 11 players on this team committed to play college ball somewhere next year. The 2-1 runs inside, but it's called a strike. 2-2.
We'll take it. Long as the umpire's consistent on both sides all night, we like that outside corner.
After you get that outside corner called, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch to Fultz. That ball swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. 3 up, 3 down. And we're going to go to the bottom of the first. This is Bowie Volunteer Radio, presented to you by Zach Arnold Productions and John Wade Roofing. Step aside right after this.
Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 in Great Southwest. Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
Welcome back to Grand Prairie's Gopher Park as we are presenting Game 2 of the bi-district playoff between the home team, the Bowie Volunteers, and the Dallas Jesuit Rangers. Let's set the defense for the Rangers as they come on the field for the first time this evening. At first base, Amar Fleming. Second base, Shane Parker. Third base, Tyler Haddock. The shortstop, Jake Fultz. Left field, Charlie Wilson. Center field, Braxton Barber. Right field, Brooks Kowal. And the battery for the Rangers, Roman Derricksweiler behind the plate. And on the mound, Braden Montez, number 18, throwing the southpaw, throwing for the Rangers tonight. There's some kind of discussion over on the first base line that we can't quite see between 3 of the umpires and a couple of the coaches. We'll see if anything comes of it on the field. One of the things we did want to mention, folks, you'll notice from the feed on YouTube tonight, we don't have a video feed. We are kicking it old style tonight with the quality broadcast, audio broadcast that you had been used to for years. The UIL charges $250 per playoff game to present it on video. And that $250 for all of the playoff games that Zap is producing is just not in the budget. So we are bringing it to you from the booth tonight with audio style, and I'm going to kick it back to Jot Polly to bring you the play-by-play here as the Volunteers are getting ready to take their first bats tonight.
We're going to see Jackson Turner, the speedy center fielder, lead it off for the Volunteers. Behind him, the third baseman, Christian Uribe, and then batting third, due up, Isaiah Henderson, the pitcher for the night. First, we're going to see Jackson Turner, number 5, the center fielder. He leads the team in triples, 5 triples on the year for the speedy young man. He also leads the team in stolen bases. This team has combined 102 stolen bases on the year. The first pitch was swung on and missed by Jackson Turner. Montez, the pitcher on the mound, he has a 1.75 ERA, 6-0 on the season. He's given up 20 hits and 54 strikeouts, so he is a strikeout guy. After the 0-1 pitch, that ball swung on it. It's hit down the left field line. It's going to go foul. Good piece of hitting by Turner, but it's going to go 0-2 after the ball drifts down the line.
It was funny to watch Coach Crowdis in the third base coaching box as that ball was going over his head down that line. He's pointing fair, trying to will that ball to land in fair territory, but it was a good 10 yards foul.
If anything's hit down the line, it stays fair. Jackson Turner has the speed to do it. He leads the team in doubles, triples, and stolen bases. He's one of the speedy guys that you asked for.
You know, one thing I really love about Crowd is he brings a ton of energy to any place he coaches.
The 0-2 was a breaking pitch that is looked at strike 3. That I don't know if that was a changeup or a two-seam fastball that had some speed taken off on it, but there's a lot of movement on that breaking ball.
There was definitely.
After the leadoff strikeout, bring up Christian Uribe, the third baseman. He needs to get things going. He went hitless last night. That's one of the players you don't need hitless at the top of his lineup. As the first pitch is that same breaking pitch inside called strike one.
You know what the movement is on that ball, Jot? Instead of up to down into the strike zone, this is sideways.
Yeah, it's very slider-esque.
It looks like it's coming inside, and there's a base hit.
That ball is going to hit in front of the right fielder. Pops called the base hit. Christian Uribe, after going hitless last night, he starts the game off with a single. It was that same inside pitch, though. That breaking pitch, he did a good job hitting the ball out the side of the field. And like you said, that movement going left to right looks kind of like a fishtail.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming far inside, maybe hit the batter, and then it moves back across the zone into the strike zone at the last minute. It's got some great movement.
I don't know if that's a running fastball because he doesn't have as much speed on it as you see like with a four-seam fastball. But it's too fast to be a changeup. Now with Uribe on first, Henderson, the number 3 man, he hits the ball foul down the right field line, out of play over here at South Grand Prairie. So kids going to go chase that up the hill.
Yeah, we don't have as many kids out here tonight. There's a great berm here behind the first base dugout where the Jesuit Rangers are residing. We had a bunch of kids out here last night.
0-1 count to Isaiah Henderson, the pitcher, number 9. Last night he went 1 for 1. He walked twice. As the 0-1 runs aside, 1 for 1. You know what it is? It's because Tim Costello's not here. He's across town with Zach. It's Tim Costello and his Hubba Bubba bring a ball back challenge.
Tim said when I worked with him last week that he was just going to buy one of those big 5-gallon buckets of bubble gum and do it himself.
1-1 count, 1 out. Uribe at first. The 1-1, that runs inside, ball 2. A lot of movement on that pitch.
A lot of movement. It's very interesting to watch. Tim Costello was with Zach tonight up in Richardson at the Nest at Richardson High School, producing the game between Arlington and Richardson.
The 2-1. That ball is hit to the third baseman. The third baseman bounces 6. 4. The 4 dropped it. That is going to be nobody at all. I guess they're going to call him out at second. It looked like on a 6-4-3 double play, the second baseman dropped it.
He dropped it and picked it up at the last minute, and the umpire confirmed that he had control before Uribe could get there. So that's the second out of the inning.
It's going to go as a 6-4 fielder's 5-4 fielder's choice. Going to bring up Roman Ortega, the first baseman tonight. He was last night's starting pitcher. He ended up taking the loss after being hit around early in the game. Ended up giving up a total of 8 runs last night. Didn't have any bats behind him to help, but maybe tonight, playing solely first base, he has a chance to help out the pitcher, Henderson. And we're going to have a pinch runner out there at first. It's going to be Ryan Parker, pinch running for Henderson. The first pitch, that breaking ball, comes inside, but it's fouled above our head. Strike 1. On the season, Roman Ortega, he's batting .270. He had no home runs, 5 doubles, 12 RBIs. But he's batting in the cleanup spot tonight as the pitch is thrown over there to first. To make sure Ryan Parker, pinch running for Isaiah Henderson, is back in time.
John, one of the nice things about having 4 umpires on the field is it really gives you a confidence in any checked swings at the plate because you've got an umpire looking straight down the line. Another throw to first, and Henderson's back easily. We had several in the ball game last night, and they were close. But, you got to trust that umpire that's got the better angle down there right down the line.
Yeah, we had an interesting call last night on a play that the base runner overran second, but with enough umpires was able to get a good judgment on it. As that 0-1 stays high, breaking pitch, 1-1. Volunteers with the runner on first, 2 away in the bottom of the first. 104 stolen bases on the season for Bowie. So with some speed at first, let's see if they try to send a runner moving. The run 1 from Montez. Outside, but swung on anyway. Strike 2. That ball had some heat on it, but it went straight outside. It'd be outside. It might have been a ball if he had laid off of it. But a 1-2 count to Roman Ortega, 2 away. Parker has a good lead at first. Montez looks over at first. He gets a call. He fires. And that ball's inside, but it's called strike 3 either way, and that's going to end the bottom of the first with the runner stranded Bowie's going to go down quietly. Going to the top of the second. Volunteers and the Rangers are tied at 0. This is Bowie Volunteer Baseball presented to you by John Wade Roofing right after this.
Page's Pretty Roots is a Texas-based small business where you can discover handcrafted treasures designed to nurture your body and soul. From custom t-shirts that showcase your unique style to nourishing sugar scrubs and moisturizers made with love. Whether you're looking for a fun fashion statement or all-natural self-care, you'll find something special here. Shop now and experience the magic of handmade by scanning the QR code or searching Page's Pretty Roots on Etsy.com.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
And we're back here going to the top of the second. A scoreless game so far. The 4-5-6 are coming up to bat for the Jesuit Rangers. Amar Fleming will receive first, the first baseman. Behind him, Brooks Cole, and then batting third in the inning, the third baseman Taylor Haddock, as the first pitch is called outside, ball 1.
Isaiah Henderson on the mound for his second inning of work. He had a really good inning last inning, John. Let's see if he can repeat it.
The 1-0. That's over the plate. 1-1. Amar Fleming. He's one of the guys. He's batting cleanup in this lineup. 276 on the season. But last night it didn't matter. He had a good night as he looks at the ball outside. 2-1. Last night Fleming made it on base twice with a walk and an error, but he was 0 for 2 when it comes down to the final tally. 2-1. That ball is hit. Jackson Turner. He's looking for it. He's getting good chase, and he is all the way out to the running track to track that ball in. 1 away. Good pop on the bat by Fleming. And that's going to go down as an F8 in the books.
Good play there by Turner. He really had to get on his horse, chase that one down, and he was able to catch up to it just about about 5 yards short of the warning track out there. Good play by Turner.
Right fielder, number 12,
380
Brooks
straightaway center here at Grand Prairie High School Park. Going to bring up the right fielder, Brooks Kyle. He's batting .373 on the season. High batting average. And the first pitch to the righty is swung on and missed. Strike 1. .373 on the season. He was 1 for 3 last night. He led off his first at bat in the first inning was a big 2-run double. As the 0-1 is outside, 1-1. Call the big right fielder. Stands pretty tall for a right fielder. Number 12 wearing this powder blue, very Milwaukee Brewers-esque. The 1-1 breaking pitch, but that is going to be called a ball. Looked good, but looks like it broke before it got to the knees.
Yeah, the powder blue is reminiscent for me of the old Texas Rangers road uniforms. The Kansas City Royals wore powder blue a lot.
The old George Bretts. As we see that 2-1 is hit back up the middle. It's going to drop in front of Jackson Turner, but that's going to be a 1-out hit for Brooks Kyle.
Good solid hit right up the middle. Went over second base and dropped in front of Turner in center field.
Taylor.
Just a good solid hit there by Brooks Kyle.
Both teams have a hit already early in the game. Kyle batting .373 on the season, so that just adds to that high total for him. The third baseman, Taylor Haddock, is going to come up to bat now for his first cracks at Isaiah Henderson. .293 on the season, 1 for 4 last night with a double. And that ball is hit. 6, 4, and 4 brought this one. So the runner's going to get away. Good job by Ortega at first to track the ball down. Not going to get the sure out this time because it bounces off the glove of the second baseman Martinez.
I got to give an error to the second baseman on that one, John.
Yeah, that's got to go as an error on
Batting
Martinez.
seventh.
Martinez had the ball hit the top of his
15,
glove. He didn't look it.
Roman
Alignment, assignment,
Dershweiler.
attention to detail. There was no detail made. It just bounced off the net. So now with 2 on, 1 out, Roman Dershweiler, the catcher, is coming up to bat for his first cracks of the game, the big lefty catcher. Kyle at second. Haddock at first, and first pitch to the catcher will be high and inside, ball one. As you hear that bike go right by us.
I think he's out there showing off because he knows there's a ballpark full of fans here.
There's a lot of fans. A lot of fans made the drive from North Dallas, and a lot of fans made the drive from South Arlington. So it's a good mix of fans here to watch a great baseball game. The 1-0. That's good placement by De Leon. 1 ball, 1 strike. Darius Weiler, 2 for 293 on the season last night. 1 for 3 RBI single in the third inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner on second, runner on first, 1 away. Henderson checks back at second. Second baseman comes in, fires the pitch, breaking ball. It's going to stay outside. It never broke all the way. It'll be 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, he's trying to get that curveball under control. He's thrown it several times tonight, and it's hanging outside so far.
Darius Weiler, one of the multiple lefties that you'll see in this lineup for the Rangers. They have a good mix of righties and lefties out there, taking on a big righty in Henderson. And that 2-1 is hit foul back behind home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Derek Schwaller was really swinging for that right field fence on that one. That's one place that the ball could easily go out tonight with a little help from the wind coming in from left field.
Like Joe Cocker, a little help from my friends along the way. 320 down the left field line and right field line. We had a lot of balls hit down the line last night. As the 2-2, Henderson steps off to make sure the runner at second stays at second. A lot of speed on this Rangers team. Not many stolen bases last night. There was a double steal that led to a run getting scored. And the 2-2 be a breaking pitch outside. 3-2.
John, look at the shift with the Bowie defense. Alex Vega is playing right behind second base. There's a huge gap between Uribe and Vega. Vega's not necessarily feinting to get behind the runner because he's staying there. He's not moving back into position.
Yeah, they're doing a good job trying to make sure that if Darius Weiler hits anything, we just want to go for the sure double play. Don't worry about the runner at second unless you make a play at third or home. The 3-2 breaking pitch is going to stay high and away. And that's going to load the bases with a 1-out walk. And that's what you don't need in a game like this. Like we said earlier, 36 runs scored in the second inning alone this season for the Jesuit Rangers. You don't want to get behind early because if you do, you have to play keeper.
Yeah, that walk pushes Cole over to third base, Tyler Haddock out at second, and Derek Schwaller takes up first base.
The DH, Alex Barr, the righty, looks at a pitch that runs inside, ball 1. Bases loaded, 1 out. Still a 0-0 game in the top of the second. Alex Barr is batting 8th in the lineup as he hits that ball. It's gonna roll foul into the right corner, and Jesuit fans that made the drive were ready to start cheering for a run.
Yeah, that ball looked good coming off the bat, and it was long and it was high, but it kept curtailing away into that coffin corner and foul down the right field line.
And keep an eye at Kyle at third base. Last night they had a chance to do a double steal with a runner at third and a runner at first. The runner at first got caught in a rundown, but the runner at third was Parker. He ended up going to score either way. As that ball is hit, line drive to the second baseman, and there's a play at first, and that's going to be a double play. He caught the catcher sleeping. Double play to end the inning. Good job, Josue Martinez. And that's how the top of the second is going to end. With bases loaded, stranded. Going to go to the bottom of the second now. This is Bowie Radio, brought to you by Zach on Productions and John Wade Roofing.
Hey Arlington residents, if you're like me and tired of rising insurance rates, then it's time to make the switch to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services. Since 1984, they've been your trusted local insurance experts, offering competitive quotes for all your needs. Auto, homeowners, umbrella, renters, boats, and even classic cars. Why settle for less when you can get the best? Compare coverages today and see how much you can save by visiting chapman-cornelius.com. Chapman Cornelius, your local insurance partner since 1984.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Extraordinaria y auténtica comida mexicana, aquí encontrarás el mejor menú para el paladar más exigente. Puedes visitarlos en una de sus 3 sucursales ubicadas en Arlington y en Green Prairie. No te pierdas de su grandioso especial todos los martes, Taco Tuesday, de 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrarnos o hacer un pedido, visítalos a su página web taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Back to back to Bowie. No, we're back to Grand Prairie as the rain caused us to move over from Arlington to Grand Prairie. And a nothing game after an exciting double play to end the top of the second and keep the game scoreless. We see Brody Ferguson, the DH, leading off the top of the second, and that ball is hit. First pitch over to the second baseman, Parker. He's going to field it, fire to Fleming at first, and that's going to be first pitch. He's one away.
To right fielder, number 15, Jason Wheeler.
Right fielder Jason Wheeler coming up for his first cracks at Montez here in the bottom of the second. As you hear the golden pipes of Yachty Pagan on the PA behind us. He made the drive from South Arlington. So did plenty of fans from Bowie and from Dallas Jesuit. As the first pitch to Jason Wheeler, the right fielder, is outside, ball one. The 1-0 runs inside. That's going to be quick 2-0. Jason Wheeler, the right fielder. Jason Wheeler, 273 on the season, 14 walks, 15 strikeouts, 15 stolen bases, second on the team. As that 2-0 breaking pitch that runs over the plate, but it's hit foul out behind right field. And there's a kid out there going to chase the ball down.
Yeah, we got one kid on the berm out here, but that ball actually fell into the bullpen over there by the first base dugout.
So
Kid didn't get a chance.
2-1 count to number 15. Jason Wheeler hits that ball to the shortstop. Soft ground ball. Shortstop fires over to first, and that's going to be out number 2. 2 away in the top of the 2 away in the bottom of the second. Number 12, Roberto De Leon, the senior, looking to try to get his first hit of the series. Last night was a struggle for multiple volunteers trying to turn everything around after the game last night, which saw 10 runs come across for the Jesuit Rangers. The first pitch swung on and missed by De Leon, strike one. De Leon known more for his defensive prowess out there than he is for his handles with the stick, but he has a chance here with 2 away to try to get something going for the Volunteers. As the 0-1 finds a spot, it gets called strike 2. Good placement. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Roberto De Leon. Montez fires. That ball swung on and missed, strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down. And the bottom of the second, and that's how the inning's going to end with a strikeout. Going to the top of the third. This, Zach on Production, is bringing you Bowie Volunteer Baseball. We're going to step aside. We'll be right back after this. Then give John Wade Roofing.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org.
Fans, welcome back to Grand Prairie High School Gopher Park. And we'd like to remind you that the third inning is presented by our friends at Eka Signs. Located in the heart of Arlington, they offer same-day production on certain rush orders and offer a wide catalog of custom printed materials. Call 817-617-2229 to find out how Eka Signs can help your brand's visibility. And now, back to Jot Holly.
With the golden introduction. I thought I was going to win an award, come on down to the Price is Right. Price is Right here at Grand Prairie High School. A lot of fans made the drive. There's no place left to sit. Maybe a few seats sprinkled in here or there. But everything else is pretty much taken. So nobody was scared away by the rain. As we're going to see the 9-1-2 up to bat for the Rangers. Leading off is going to be Charlie Wilson. Charles Wilson's War. He leads off, and he looks at a ball outside. He leads the team in home runs with 5. Behind him would be Braxton Barber, who's leading off the lineup for the Rangers. And then batting third, Shane Parker, the second baseman. After a 1-0 pitch, that ball finds a spot, 1-1. Pops, I know you said last night there was concessions cooking here for the Arlington High game. Nobody's cooking yet except for the people on the mound.
This is true.
As-
Uh-oh, that one bounces in and back to the backstop.
After that ball bounced, that's gonna be a call. That's called a ball. There's 2 balls, 1 strike. Henderson did a good job working his way out of the top of the second with the bases loaded jam, getting a double play thanks to Josue Martinez, the second baseman's heads up reaction, getting the runners up at first. So 2 balls, 1 strike, and that ball is hit foul over the net, out into the street. And I hope the camera guy from Jesuit moved his car.
Yeah, Jesuit's radio crew is in the crow's nest on top of the press box here at Gopher Park, and he might have been able to reach out and catch that one.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of opportunities up there with the way the netting is here at Grand Prairie High School. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and that 2-2, that ball is hit high and foul, and that one's going out towards the hill.
It's way up on the top of the hill and bouncing down the other side.
One young man's gonna brave the hill. He's gonna get a workout in for sure. But we're gonna do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. While some of us have attention to the young man attempting the dead man's hill over there. That's one of those hills that when it snows and when it ices, you want to get a good sled and come slide down it.
Yeah, that'd be good fun. He got that ball. It didn't roll too far down the other side of the hill.
2-2 count to Charlie Wilson. And the 2-2, that ball is hit. Finds a gap between short and third out into the left field, and that's going to be a leadoff single. Second hit for the Rangers tonight. Both singles, both to left field.
That was a hot shot
center
right
fielder,
between
number 1,
Uribe and Vega. They were playing their
Barber.
positions. It was just right where they weren't, and it was hit sharply. Good leadoff base hit there.
It's going to take us back to the top of the Rangers lineup. The center fielder, Braxton Barber, is 0 for 1 in the night after flying out to the left field. Alex Rojas, he is up for his second cracks at the game. Charlie Wilson, the left fielder, is at first base. Nobody's out yet. As the first pitch swing continues, that ball is hit to right field. Jason Wheeler, he tracks it, and he's going to get a sure out, number 1. Charlie Wilson did a good job not to have the same mistakes that other runners have had. He got back in time safely to first base.
Yeah, that's how that double play happened in that last half inning.
So we're going to see after Braxton Barber's F9 in the scorebooks for those at home keeping score.
The second baseman, number
Shane
7,
Parker, the second
Shane
baseman.
Parker.
0 for 1 on the night after going 3 for 4 last night. He's going to take his second hacks at Isaiah Henderson. He flew out to the shortstop back in the first inning. Can you believe we're already in the third inning, Pops?
That's what happens when you have good pitching on both sides.
And Henderson's going to fire over the first to make sure that Charlie Wilson doesn't get a good enough lead. The Rangers aren't as known for their base running ability as the Volunteers are, but doesn't mean they don't have speed out there on first base. The first pitch to Parker, that ball is hit foul down the third base line, and Coach Crowdis is taking off for it. He's got the wheels. Coach Crowdis, he's running, and he is going to get there. Is he going to fire back home? Nope, he's going to pick it up and take it off running.
The umpire's holding his hand up, holding the game so Crowdis can huff and puff his way back to the dugout.
Long strides there. Coach Crowdis might have been a track star back in the day, the way he has that running form. With the 0-1 count after that foul ball, Henderson fires over to first to make sure Charlie Wilson doesn't get a little lead while everybody's watching Coach Crowdis. Don't want to lose the runner at first.
That one was a little bit closer over there. Wilson really had to dive back quickly. The first base umpire right on top of it.
The 0-1 pitch, this ball is hit. Line drive out there, and Jackson Turner is underneath it to bring it in for out number 2. So 2 away in the top of the third. And Jake Bolts, the number 3 man, coming up to bat for his second at bat. He struck out back in the first inning. That's what ended the first inning.
The shortstop, number 4, Jake Holtz.
Jake Bolts on the season, .331 batting average. Had a good night last night. Was able to do some damage with the 2-1 RBI back in the first inning to get the scoring started for the Rangers. As Henderson fires over to first to make sure Charlie Wilson doesn't think about running.
You know, if we were at the ballpark at Bowie, Wilson would have a nice dirty mark on the front of his uniform now, but on the turf here, we don't get any of that.
As the first pitch, the Fultz is high, breaking pitch, doesn't break into the zone, ball 1. Yeah, but I don't think you want to be sliding in the mud right now.
Don't want no mud wrestling.
The good thing about playing high school sports is that your mother doesn't have to clean the stains out. You have a manager there for the team that can take care of it for you. As the 1-0 finds a zone.
Yeah.
Strike one.
Outside low corner called for Isaiah Henderson there. Good pitch.
I remember back in the day playing football, we try to get grass stains out and mud stains out in your uniforms, and it'd be hard sometimes. But once you get to high school, somebody else took care of it for you. The 1-1, this ball's going to run inside. It's going to stay low. Be 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 away here in the top of the third. Jot Holly and Pops giving you the call between the Volunteer and the Rangers.
De Leon did a good job of hopping out behind his catcher's positioner to keep that ball in front of him, preventing Wilson from going anywhere.
2 balls, 1 strike to Foltz, the shortstop, who's 0 for 1 on the night. The 2-1, that ball is hit high. Wheeler, he's calling for it. No, Martinez calls everybody off. He runs, and that ball hits his net. It hits the netting of his glove. It drops into the field. That's going to go as an E4. And Foltz is going to make his way over to second. He picked the ball up just in time to make sure that Wilson doesn't get home from third. But now the 2 runners on after that E4. Second E4 of the night for Josue Martinez.
First baseman number 14.
Josue's having a rough night out there tonight so
Amar
far.
Fleming.
That's going to put a runner, the first potential run, just 90 feet away in Charlie Wilson.
We have a pinch runner for Jake Foltz. I believe Jake Foltz is still going to be out there. Foltz is going to be at second. We'll have Charlie Wilson at third after that E4. Amar Fleming, the first baseman, with 2 runners in scoring position to come try to break the nothing tie.
I mean, we got 2 outs in the inning here, but John, we've got to have good defense. On a ball like that that's popped up and he's calling it off, he's calling everybody off, and it pops in and out of his glove. He's got to make that catch.
And the first pitch is outside.
We'd be out of the inning if that was caught.
Yeah, when you're Martinez there, I understand he's a younger player on the team, but when you call off the sure-handed right fielder Jason Wheeler, you got to make sure you have that ball into your glove. He looked at it, it hit the netting, and it dropped out. The 1-0, that one finds his spot. 1-1. So it's a 1-1 count. Runner on third, runner on second after the second E4 surrendered by the Volunteers. Amar Fleming, the first baseman, the left-hander. He looks at a 1-1. This ball stays low. Good job by De Leon to get up and track it. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Henderson needs anything to get out of this inning. 2 balls, 1 strike to the cleanup man in the lineup, Fleming. And the 2-1 pitch. That ball is hit. Vega at short. He gets it. He looks into his glove. He fires over the first, and he gets it out in time. Good job, Ortega, to stretch out, to look it all the way into his glove. That's going to end the inning after the 6-3 ground out. The Rangers are going to strand 2, going to the bottom of the third. Score is still 0-0. This is Bowie Volunteer Radio, presented to you by John Wade Roofing. Zach Arnold Production. We'll be right back.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Ika Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Ika can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ikasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Ika Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
And we're back here to Bowie, back here to Grand Prairie High School. Second time I've done this today. I'm so used to being at the ballpark at Bowie, but we're at the ballpark at Grand Prairie. And score update across the Zap Network. Arlington High Colts, they're in a 0-0 game against Richardson, game number 2. 0-0, top of the third.
Leading
Runner
off
on second,
Here's
one way.
the shortstop, number
The Colts
6.
trying to work their way into the area round of the playoffs after a big 19-3 win last night that Pops had a chance to call.
Yeah, it was a long night. It was not a pitching duel like we've got here. 19-3. We were here pretty late last evening.
Yeah, we're looking for a little bit of 19-3 love that could have stay into the ballpark going into the day. But right now we're looking at 0-0 score. Coming up to bat are the Volunteers. As the first pitch looked at by Andrew Vega is called strike 1. It's gonna be the 8-9-1 batters for the Volunteers: Vega, Rojas, and then Jackson Turner. As that 0-1, that breaking pitch again looks kind of like a 9-3 slider. Going to break in over the plate. Strike 2.
Can you call that one a slurve, maybe?
Maybe
It's
a
got
slurve.
it's got a lot of curve action.
And
There's a base hit.
he threw that kind of slurve curve again, but good job by Vega to slurve it out between third and short and get a base hit. Second hit on the game for the Volunteers.
Batting ninth, the left fielder, number
Yeah,
3.
when Montez throws that pitch, if he's throwing it inside, it looks like they're getting a good read on it. It's those ones outside that they're having a hard time trying to catch. Now we're gonna with one man on to start the bottom of the third. Alex Rojas, the left fielder, gonna take cracks at Montez to see if he can try to get Vega moved over. Vega at first, Rojas at the plate, and Rojas drops down a bunt, and he doesn't make contact. Called strike one.
Yeah, Bowie looking to play a little small ball here and get a runner out there in scoring position with nobody out so far.
The Volunteers are currently looking at 8 straight innings without scoring a run, dating back to last night. And Montez throws over the first to make sure Vega doesn't get a good enough lead. Still nothing in one. The 0-1 count. And that ball runs in. It gets him. Good job by. I hope Rojas is okay. They said he hit the bat, but that ball ran in and hit him. Rojas dropped the bunt down and hit him straight in the chest.
We had a very same play last night in the game versus Arlington and Richardson, and the umpire is going to talk to his colleagues and make sure that Rojas was trying to avoid the play. In the play last night, the batter appeared to lean into the throw from the pitcher.
Yeah, that one, the pitcher just came straight at him. He dropped down the bunt. They're going to, I guess, maybe call it foul, but it hit him straight in the chest. I hope Rojas is okay. He's going to have a big welt for sure. But they're going to walk Rojas back to the batter's box because he did drop down the bunt, so it's going to be a 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes. And Vega, who made it to second, is going to walk back to first. So it's a 0-2 count. Vega at first, and the 0-2 hits low in front of the catcher, ball 1.
Yeah, when he squared the bunt like that, the way he was turned away from us, it looked like it had been a hit by pitch. But what it turns out to be was he bunted it off the bat and off of his body. And the ball went skittering out towards the pitcher's mound, but the umpire called it foul because it went off his body in the batter's box.
That worked out in the case, I guess, for Bowie because that could have been an out. But there's the out there. It's a 1-2. Swung on a miss, strike 3. You would have had the best case. You would have had the worst case scenario of taking the out, but had Vegas move over to second instead of having Rojas come up to bat again. But I guess the good case scenario is the Rojas is able to walk up. He takes the next two pitches. He struck out, but he's back into the dugout, and he's okay.
Yeah,
that's
the main thing. He's healthy.
4th strikeout of the game for Montez. As we see Jackson Turner, who's strikeout victim number 1. He's coming up to bat for his second plate appearance as that pitch is fired over the first. Make sure Vega doesn't get a good enough lead. Turner is 0 for 1 on the night. He's one of the guys you need to get going for the Volunteers in a 0-0 game. If you want to ask for somebody to get a hit, Jackson Turner's the man to do it. And that the first pitch is a breaking slurve curve, but doesn't break over the plate. Ball 1. The Jesuit fans are not happy about some of the placement there on that inside slurve because it's staying high, but from our angle, it looks like it's not breaking far enough over the plate. As the ball 1 is fouled back, there's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike for that foul tip by Jackson Turner.
Christian Uribe is on deck for the Volunteers, comes over and picks up that foul ball and heads back to his spot in the on-deck circle.
Turner leading the team in stolen bases with 16, leads the team in triples with 5. As the 1-1, that ball is hit high. Center fielder is going to call everybody off. No, left fielder is going to call everybody off. He's going to look it into his glove, and that's going to be out number 2. Good job by Charlie Wilson to make sure he looks it into his glove, doesn't let anything bounce out.
The third baseman, number
Down 2 away in the bottom of the third.
Uribe.
And Christian Uribe is coming to the bat. He singled it his first time around back in the first inning. As you hear the golden voice of Gotti Pagan to my left.
Update from Richardson. The Arlington Colts have scored a run in the top of the 3rd inning. They've broken the ice. 1-0 Arlington against Richardson in game 2.
As we broke the ice here on the first at bat of the first pitch on the appearance right here for Christian Uribe. That ball is hit foul back into the netting. 0-1. Vega at first after his leadoff single. 2 outs. Montez dealing 4 strikeouts already for the pitcher. As that 0-1, that breaking pitch. Good job by Uribe to get enough of that to foul it tip back. Foul it back tip 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Christian Uribe is 1 for 1 on the night. Looking for second hit of the game. If he can get something into a gap anywhere, Vega has good enough speed to try to make it at least a third. And the 0-2. It's that breaking pitch again. That one's going to be hit back up towards the pitcher. The shortstop's going to look it into his glove. He's going to step on second, get the sure out, and the inning's going to end. Runners going to be stranded at first, going to second. Score is still tied at nothing. Going to the top of the 4th. We're going to step aside. Bowie Volunteer Radio is presented to you by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back after this.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com. Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
I'm going to make sure I get this one right. Coming back to Grand Prairie High School. I keep saying Bowie for some reason. I'm so used to having a Friday night Bowie game. But we're at Grand Prairie High School in a nothing game, going to the top of the 4th. But the Volunteers have done a good job so far of trying to put hits together. They have more hits tonight than they did all of last night.
I'm just pleased to see a bunch of goose eggs out there on the scoreboard for both
Leading
teams.
off for Jesuit.
Isaiah Henderson is working himself into some jams, but his defense is getting him out of it.
Right
But he's
fielder,
about to
number
take
12,
a
Brooks Cowell.
hard look at the 5, 6, 7 guys for the Jesuit, especially leading off Brooks Cowell, the left fielder, number 12. He's batting .373 on the season. He has a single that he got in the second inning. And the first pitch to Cal, we call it strike one. It's going to be Cal, it's going to be Haddock, and then it's going to be Darius Weiler. 5, 6, 7 for the Rangers. And a score update across town. It looks like the Colts have taken a 2-0 lead over Richardson. Zach and Tim Costello have that call over there on the other side of the Zap network. As the 0-1 misses his spot outside, ball 1. So the 1-1 count to the right fielder, Brooks Cowell. And the 1-1 from Isaiah Henderson. That one's going to miss again. It's going to be too far outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. On a beautiful night, the sun's going down over the clouds. But the sun did make his appearance. Kind of got rid of some of the rain that was here earlier today. As that 2-1 is looked good job there. Good placement. 2-2.
Yeah, he's hitting that outside corner, and he's getting the call from the umpire. So he's going to keep working that edge of the plate if he can.
2-2 pitch coming up, and that ball is hit. It's going to drop in front of drop in front of Alex Rojas for a single. Cal, 2 singles on the night.
I'll tell you what, whenever Jesuit hits a base hit, it's got a lot of power behind it. They're not lofting it over the fence, but they're like line rockets when they hit a base hit.
Yeah,
third
and
baseman,
Cal has
number
2 of those
2,
hits there. He has a lot of pop in
Haddock.
his bats. With a 373 batting average, he hasn't had as many balls go over the wall as other players on the team like Charlie Wilson. But they have a lot of power, a lot of pop. As we're going to see the number 6 man, the third baseman, Taylor Haddock. He reached base on the E4. And he drops down a bunt. He pulls it back in time as a curveball misses too high, ball 1.
Interesting. Coach Jones and the Rangers are looking to maybe try a little small ball here to get a 1 spot on the board. Try and move Kowal over to second on the attempted bunt there shown by Haddock.
And this is not like last night where there were a lot of runs scored early, but the 4, 5, 6, the 3, 4, 5 innings last night did see goose eggs on the board for the Jesuit Rangers. So maybe something later into the game is a little bit harder for them to score. As we're looking at a 1-0 count. Another button laid down by Haddock. This one doesn't make contact. He pulls it back in time. Ball 2. So with Kyle at first, Haddock's trying to play a little small ball, like Pop said, to get over the runner over the second. He pulled off. So it's a 2 balls, no strike count. And there's a conversation. I guess they're trying to see if he pulled back in time.
That's what they're asking. Coach Johnson is coming out of the dugout to ask for the appeal to first base, thinking that the batter Haddock
Play
did
is under
not.
review, presented by Ram.
It looked like he didn't pull back in time. The ball it would have been called a ball either way by the placement of the pitch. But Haddock didn't pull the bat back in time. That should have been strike one.
Now, the home plate umpire is going to let it stand and not grant the appeal.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed.
There are a lot of cameras out here, especially one sitting right here next to me to my left. We can always try to go back and find out. We don't have ours with us as the UIL charges $250 per each baseball game you try to video. As the 2-0s looked at, but De Leon's able to fire over the first back in time safely. So it's 2 balls, 1 strike. De Leon, good job, good reaction, trying to get Cal sleeping over there at first. So it's a 2-1 count to Haddock. Runner at first. Nobody's out in the top of the 4th. And the 2-1 pitch, he fires over the first instead. Make sure Cal doesn't get a good lead. Sun's going. Look at this beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see it here, those that made the drive, but the sun is beautiful over here down this hill next to me on my right-hand side. 2-1 count. The 2-1 pitch, that ball is hit high. And everybody's getting called off. That's going to go into the glove of Vega for out number 1. Good job by Vega to make sure he looked the ball into his glove. It's a sure out. To go at an F6 on the scoreboard for those keeping score at home.
Roman Dershweiler.
And Roman Dershweiler, the catcher, he walked in his first at bat. He's coming up to take his second official bat of the game. I guess it'd be his first official bat because the first plate appearance was a walk.
Yeah, he was a walk in that first inning. Then he was out on the double play, 4-3.
And the runner's taking off from first to second. And a good throw, but not in time. The runner's going to get in safely. Good jump by Cal. It was a good throw by De Leon, but it's too far high and away outside. But the pitch, though, is going to be counted as a strike as Dershweiler watched it come all the way. So now with the runner in second, 1 away in the top of the 4th inning, Dershweiler looking at an 0-1 count from Henderson. And that ball is hit. And it's going to go over the head of Vega at short. Jackson Turner's going to get it. He's going to scoop back. He's going to fire into Henderson to make sure the runner doesn't come home. The runners in the corners are 1 away in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, that was just a little Texas leaguer that went right over Vega and dropped in front of Turner. Not as much power behind bat to ball on that one, but effective enough to get a second runner on base here.
And we had a substitution that second in between the innings.
16,
Josh Kaber, the
Alex
second baseman, came in to take over for Jose Martinez.
Kaber, second base for the Volunteers, number 4, Josh Kaber.
First chance back out there to get some playing time, playoff playing time for the young man back at second after 2 errors by Jose Martinez earlier in the game. So at the switch at second, runners on the corners, 1 out, top of the 4th inning. Alex Barr in the DH is going to come try to get this runner in from home. And the first pitch he swings, foul tips into the glove of De Leon, strike 1. And more fans are still making their way up the hill here at Grand Prairie to come watch an exciting baseball game. We are out of seats here at Grand Prairie. It'd be nice if we had a concession stand, maybe a hot dog, a hamburger, or a bag of M&Ms.
Somebody'd be making a bunch of money here tonight.
Yeah, this would be a good place. Taqueria Taco Express, you are great sponsors. This would be a good time for next season. We'll make sure we have you here running. Ready as the runner takes off the second, but that ball is hit foul. Ball 2. Strike 2.
Dershweiler will have to head back. A lot of effort to get down to second to have Wilson foul it off at the plate. Barr foul it off at the plate.
So Alex Barr, the DH, is looking at an 0-2 count. Runners on the corner still. And the small ball is still on. Last night, similar situation. They had a runner on third. They got the runner between first and second stealing. They called him down on the rundown, but the runner from there was able to make it to add on to the lead. So Bowie's going to try to prevent that here. Good double play would be handy. The 0-2 pitch to Barr. Breaking pitch. Doesn't break into the zone. Ball 1. And that curveball is having a hard time breaking into the zone for Isaiah. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Alex Ball at the DH. Isaiah is looking for another pitch, another ball to replace. Didn't like the one that he had in his hand.
As humid as it is out here tonight, that ball may have absorbed a little bit of moisture and felt slick in Henderson's hand.
Right fielder Cal's at third base trying to come home. The runner takes off from first to second. He is going to get in there safely as there's no throw. The 1-2 pitch is going to be called a ball as that ball was placed outside. And now there's 2 runners in scoring position. Nobody at first, and the double play is taken away. Two count, 1 away. Runners on third and a runner on second after the steal. And Alex Barr has a chance to break this score open. And the 2-2 swung on a miss. Strike 3. Good 2-2 pitch there by Henderson.
Good time for a strikeout from Isaiah Henderson. He seems to be working himself into a jam every inning, and he's worked himself out so far with the defense behind him. We'll see if he can work out of this particular jam here in the top of the 4th inning.
Now in the top of the 4th after that strikeout, 2 away. And there's still 2 runners on in scoring position as the number 9 man, Charlie Wilson, is going to come up to take his chance at Isaiah Henderson. He singled in his first at bat back in the 3rd inning. He leads the Rangers in home runs, and he has a batting average of .270 on the season. So 1 out of every 4 at bats, he's looking at a hit. Hopefully that 1 hit came already back in the 3rd, and he goes hitless the rest of the game. First pitch to him was outside ball. The second pitch to him, same spot, but this one called a ball again. 2 balls, no strikes for the left fielder Wilson. The back of the lineup for the Rangers is on deck. Would be Braxton Barber if we get to that point. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. The right fielder Brooks Cowell sitting at third as that 2-1 is outside, but swung on and missed strike 1.
That slider is working for Henderson, and the Rangers are swinging and whiffing on it so far. It's a good placement, and it's tailing away. Good pitch by Isaiah Henderson.
Now, if only Henderson can get the breaking curveball to get it into the zone. 2-1 pitch upcoming to Charlie Wilson. That ball is outside. It's not going to get called a strike. It's going to be a ball 3. So 3-1 count to the left fielder. First base is open, but if you can try to get the runner out at home, you take the opportunity. 3-1 count. Runner on third. He wants to come home. He's itching to come home. The 3-1 swung on a miss. Strike 2.
There's that slider again. He's really got them off their heels with that slider right now.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Isaiah Henderson trying to dig his way out of another jam. The 3-2 pitch. And that ball is swung on and missed. Strike 3. And that's going to end the inning. We're going to go to the 4th inning. The 4th inning stretch here at Grand Prairie is brought to you by Taqueria Taco Express. Taqueria Taco Express, they're featuring a wide, authentic menu. They can solve any Mexican food craving, especially the one me and Pops have right now. Order online to collect points for free food or get 5 tacos and a large agua fresca on Taco Tuesdays for just $10. Taco Tuesday sounds great. Taqueria Taco Express sounds even better. Going to the bottom of the 4th. Still nothing on the scoreboard. We're going to step aside. Bowie Volunteer Baseball. Presented to you by John Wade Roofing right after this.
Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 in Great Southwest. Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com.
If you're a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage, or perhaps just navigating the complexities of Medicare, look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial auto, or even life and health insurance, their agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346.
And we're back to Grand Prairie, where Isaiah Henderson pitched his way out of a jam for the 4th straight inning. And now he's back up to the plate for his 2nd plate appearance of the night. And a 0-0 score. and the energy after that strikeout. Everybody here, they're ready for something to pop off. As the 0-1 is outside and misses, ball one.
Yeah, the excitement, the tension is building here at Gopher Park on the campus of Grand Prairie High School. Can feel that this is a much closer, hotly contested ball game.
And the 1-1 count from Montez as he fires. That ball is swung on and missed by Henderson, strike two. Interesting stat for you, Pops. The second most runs that Jesuit scored all season came in the fourth inning. 36 runs to the 44 that they scored in the first. And they got a goose egg up there in the fourth inning. The 1-2 count. Henderson, he gets hit by that in the arm. So first base is going to be yours, Isaiah Henderson. And that's how we're going to lead off the fourth inning.
Came inside and plunked off his left upper arm.
Now batting for the Volunteers, the first baseman, number 7,
Coach Johnson down at first base indicating that he did not want a courtesy runner for Henderson, giving a slashing motion across his throat and sending the courtesy runner back. So Henderson's going to run for himself at first.
And Henderson has a lot of speed, 13 steals on the season. One of the guys you don't expect to steal a lot of bases, but 13 is a lot. Third on the team as the cleanup man in the order. Roman Ortega, the first baseman, fouls one back into the net. Strike one. Ortega on the season, 270 batting average. He needs to get something going here, though. If he can try, he has 12 RBIs on the season. It'd be nice for number 13 to come right now. As the 0-1, Montez fires over the first. He knows Henderson has a lot of steals for this team in the season. He wants to make sure that Henderson doesn't get a good lead. We've already had one stolen base tonight, and that came from Dallas Jesuit back in the fourth inning. 0-1 count. Montez again fires over the first. Gets Henderson back in time safely.
Shot, the breeze is virtually negligible. The flag is limp in left center field, and that may give Ortega a better shot at getting one over that left field fence from the right-handed batter's box here.
Let's see if he gets a pitch to look at, though. The 0-1. Henderson takes off. Ortega drops down the bunt. Henderson's going to get to second safely. Ortega is going to be out on the sacrifice bunt. Little hit and run there. Good job by Henderson to take the base. Good job by Ortega just to give yourself up. One away. But the runner is going to be at second.
Brody Ferguson.
So after the sack bunt, Brody Ferguson, the DH, is going to come up. 0 for 1 on the night. He grounded out in a 4-3 ground out to lead top of the second. Small ball, name of the game.
Now you've got a runner in scoring position for some of your big hitters. That's exactly what you want. We need a run on the board out there. Bunch of goose eggs, John.
320 to left field. Brody Ferguson's a big boy. Let's see if he has enough power to get over down that line. And the first pitch he looks at, he checks swings. Hey, he didn't go around. Ball one. He has struck out 2 times last night doing the same type of check swing. Anything outside, they know Brody Ferguson he has the yips. He wants to swing at it. He's had some struggles late in the season, so they know outside. As we have a timeout by the catcher, he's going to go up and talk to Montez. Probably said the same thing we were just saying. Pitch outside, Brody would check swing it all night long. As the little meeting of the minds at the mound is over. 1-0 count to Brody Ferguson, the DH. Isaiah Henderson standing at second. Still 0-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Montez looks back at Henderson at the second. He fires. That slurve gets over. Strike one.
I am in awe at that pitch. Every time it works perfectly for him. The movement on it, curving from inside to right over the plate, is something to see.
After that slurve, 1-1 count to Brody Ferguson. Montez steps off the mound to keep an eye on Henderson. They're worried about the speed out there. Big number 19 in all black. Like Will Smith said, the good guys dress in black. And the pitch to Brody. This one tailed away, but it tailed inside. Strike two. That one looked like a two-seam for sure. It had a lot of pop, and it had the tail behind it. So now 1-2 count to Brody. Come on, Brody. Bruiser Brody needs to show up here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner on second. And the 1-2. Swung on a miss, strike 3. And Brody slams it back down in frustration there.
The right fielder,
2 away in the bottom of the fourth. Jason
Wheeler,
the right fielder, 0 for 1 on the night. has an opportunity. Isaiah Henderson is standing at second still. Somebody needs to bring him on home to break the score.
Yeah, looking for a clutch hit here from the Bowie bats. Isaiah Henderson can do all he can all night long, but we've got to get a run on the board here, John.
5 through 9 is the part of the lineup. You need something to happen. As the first pitch to Wheeler, that slurve again. Ball one, strike one over the plate. He knows that slurve outside is kryptonite for the Volunteers.
So much movement on that ball. I think I'd be fooled too.
It'd be a good time to crowd the plate if you're up there. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. And that ball runs inside. Ball one, low and inside, ball one. If you know that slurve is coming, you need to start crowding the plate there and make him work his way inside towards you.
Well, the more you see of it from Montez, deeper in the game you go, maybe the Bowie batters will be able to key in on it. You see it enough, you know how to jump on it.
Henderson standing at second. The 1-1 pitch from Montez. That ball runs straight away outside. Ball 2. And that one just fell too far away. Jason Wheeler, number 6 man in the lineup, trying to break this 0-0 tie here. Get the electricity to pop. We had a lot of storms earlier. Now we need a storm of runs somewhere along the way for the Volunteers. 2-1 count to Wheeler. And Montez steps off the mound again.
We've seen them score some runs in bunches at that game at Lamar when they clinched the playoff position. It went extra innings. That pitch is outside. And they put a 4 spot on the board in the top of the inning at Lamar. So haven't done it in several games.
They were able to score, I believe, it was 12 or 13 runs versus Haltom in the middle of the season, too. So they have games where they can score. It's just a matter of where you need that to show up now, especially in the playoffs. 3-1 count to Jason Wheeler after that ball was outside. The 3-1 pitch. That's a breaking pitch. It's going to go inside. The center fielder, he is looking for it. He is under it, and he looks it into his glove for out number 3. So the Volunteers are going to strand that hit-by pitch that led to Isaiah at second. Top to the 5th we go. 0-0 score. Bowie Volunteer Baseball presented to you by John Wade Roofing. We'll step aside. We'll be back after this.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy things. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
As we watch our broken dreams, yes, under the beam of neon moon, going to the top of the 5th inning, still scoreless at Grand Prairie. And Isaiah Henderson's getting ready to go back out onto the mound. Been very clutch late into each inning, digging his way out of a hole.
Yeah, every time he gets into difficulty, he seems to climb right back out of it with the help of his defense. And that's keeping the score tied at 0 right now.
Center fielder, number 1,
It's going to be 1, 2, and 3
Barber.
in the lineup for the Rangers up to bat. Braxton Barber, the center fielder, Shane Parker, and then Jake Bolts. Big part of the lineup last night. They went 9 for 11 between 1, 2, and 3. Tonight, they're looking at 0 for 5. Fultz was the only one of the 1, 2, and 3 that has made on base so far after the error at second. The first pitch to Braxton Barber is inside, ball 1. The 1-0, that's going to be over the plate, but a little bit outside, but they call it strike 1. So it's a 1-1 count to Braxton Barber, the center fielder. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Flew out both times. One time to left field, one time to right field. The 1-1 from Isaiah. Breaking pitch, breaks too far down. Trying to get a hold of that curveball there. Some curveballs aren't breaking. That one broke too far away. Ball 2. 2-1 pitch upcoming from Isaiah to Barber. And that ball's going to run too far inside. Low and in the dirt. Ball 3. Synthetic dirt here. We're playing at Grand Prairie. There's no actual dirt on the turf field. 3-1 count to the leadoff man, Barber. 0 for 2 on the night. Last night, he was 3 for 4. And 3-1, he lost them there. So it's going to be a leadoff walk for the Rangers. 1 aboard to start the 5th inning.
Yeah, it's difficult to watch a leadoff walk in a game this tight. It's been pitched so well.
Shane Parker, the second baseman. He was one of the dangerous bats last night. Tonight, he's been quiet. He is 0 for 2 as well, as he's going to come take his 3rd plate appearance at Isaiah Henderson on the night. Barber with a lot of speed at first. Barber, 11 for 13 on steal attempts this season. And Parker drops down a bunt straight into the net. Strike 1.
It's interesting, Henderson, when he's got a runner at first base, most pitchers look over their left shoulder. Right-handed pitchers look over their... Henderson looks over his right shoulder, like behind him, to check on the runner at first.
Now with the 0-1 count, Henderson checks over at first. Barber, who knows he has speed, he fires over to first to make sure Barber doesn't get anywhere going. For the Volunteers, they need to get some bats going. And counting tonight, the last 4 games, they have scored 1 run in the last 4 games. And that was South Grand Prairie, the last night of the season when they lost 2-1. Other than that, they lost 1-0 to South Grand Prairie. Their prior game, scoreless last night, scoreless so far in this game. As the 0-1, that ball is hit foul. Parker tried to bunt, and the bunt went too far foul. So that's an 0-2 count to Shane Parker, the second baseman.
Not likely to see Parker try another bunt attempt here, is if you bunt the ball foul with 2 strikes, it's an out. So Parker may get the swing away sign here from Coach Jones at third base.
Parker not known for his hitting. He's batting .233 on the season for the Rangers. He's nowhere near the top. I believe of the starters, he has the lowest batting average of the starters for tonight, .233. But Barber has good speed, though. He's 11 for 13 on steal attempts on the season. But we do have Roberto De Leon, and he has a cannon for a right arm.
Absolutely. In contention for district leadership in the first team district defensive positioning.
As Barber is checking his gloves and he's checking his little wristband that has the plays on it. He's taking a second, trying to get himself ready, making a hot pot of coffee up there at the plate. But now he's back into his batter's box. 0-2 count to the second baseman Parker. Barber at first. And that ball swung on, but swung back into the glove of De Leon. That's going to go as foul tipped. So let's do it again. Strike 2. He swung on and missed. He got a little bit of it.
Yeah, he's battling is Parker at the plate right now. It's a nice little back and forth here between the pitcher Henderson and the batter Parker.
As Henderson fires over to first to make sure Barber doesn't take off on this 0-2 pitch upcoming. The 0-2 upcoming again. Barber takes off at first. That ball swung on, foul tipped again. Barber slides in, but now he has to get up and slide on back down to first base. As we'll do it one more time, but nothing in 2 count. Barber took off. He had good speed, but because Parker foul tipped that ball back behind De Leon, Barber has to walk on back. So nothing in 2. Barber at first, no outs here in the top of the 5th in a 0-0 game. And the 1-2 foul tip again. Good battle by Parsons. He does not want to strike out swinging up there. It's a big crowd here. Everybody made their way from North Dallas and from South Arlington. So people left and right, nowhere to sit, nowhere to stand. People are leaning against the concession stands, and nobody's up the hill yet, though. No balls, 2 strikes. And one more time over to first for good measure. As you can hear, the softball field behind us making a lot of noise, too. I believe there's a playoff game over there. The 0-2, and we'll fire over to first one more time. And just keep a good eye on him. Be very neighborly.
Making sure he feels welcome over there.
Feel welcome at first. Parker decides that if you guys want to be neighborly at first, I'll take my time at home plate as he steps away. So still no balls, 2 strikes. Henderson and Parker in a battle here. Henderson, this one fires home, and this ball is hit foul again. This one down the third base line instead of the first base line. So one more time for good measure. No balls, 2 strikes.
Coach Crowdis makes a good play over there on the ricochet off the stone fence in front of the dugout.
Crowdis said he was the Craig Biggio of his time. So it's a 0-2 count to the second baseman. Shane Parker is 0 for 2 on the night. The 0-2 pitch. That ball is at high. They're looking for it. And Isaiah Henderson was the one that tracked it down. It's going to be out number 1. I didn't know if that ball was going to make it stay in play, but it does. Good job by Henderson to track the ball into the lights. So 1 away, top of the 5th.
That was quite a battle there between Henderson and Parker came out on top of that one.
Jake Vols, the shortstop for the Rangers,
number 4.
going to go up to bat for his third at bat. He reached base on an error back in the 3rd inning that led to the subtle benching of Josue Martinez. But his first at bat, he struck out top of the 1st, and that's what got the game started for the Rangers. As we're going to fire over the first here to make sure Barber knows that we have an eye on him. As we get the umpire to toss Henderson a new ball. Toss it over the Pops for a score update from Arlington.
Still 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Colts have 1 out and 1 runner at first base. So 2-0, Arlington on top at the Nest in Richardson.
Arlington trying to take over the Nest and take the Nest with them over to the area round of the playoffs, which will be next weekend, I believe. As the first pitch inside, so Jake Foltz, ball 1. So 1 away in the top of the 5th. Foltz batting 3rd in this lineup, the shortstop. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Last night he got a hit, but he has a good batting average on the season, .331 in that number 3 spot. Barber over at first. He's dancing like he wants to run, and he runs this time. As that ball is hit down the first base line over the head of the first baseman, it is going to be fair. Barber's rounding 3rd. He's getting brought home, and he is going to come in to score. That is going to, well, the umpires.
It went into a dead ball area.
Dead ball area is going to be called a ground rule double. And Barber is going to have to double his way back on the 3rd. So now, runner on 2nd, runner on 3rd. The ball was stuck somewhere looks stuck like a net, or maybe rolled into the bullpen here.
Yeah. So that takes the run back off the board. Coach Jones was waving the runner all the way around the base, trying to get Braxton Barber in to score. But Barber's going to have to go back to 3rd on that dead ball situation down the right field line.
A dead ball.
Foltz will be at second base with a double that may have been a triple had the ball not gone dead out in the right field corner.
Yeah, but that ball going dead, it makes it hard either way for Jason Wheeler. Jason, you never know. He has a good enough arm. He's going to fire it into 1st, but he's going to lead a runner on 3rd. But it's going to be Barber. Foltz after that ground rule double. It's going to be standing at 2nd. And Amar Fleming, the first baseman, going to take his hacks here to try to break the score open. And the first pitch to Fleming can be low and away, ball 1. Fleming batting .276 on the night. He's 0 for 2 on the night. He flew out and he grounded out in his 2nd appearance consecutively. So it's a 1-0 count, 2 away, 1 out. And that ball is outside again, 2-0 to Fleming. First base is open, though. It's just the man behind him is Brooks Cowell. He is 2 for 2 on the night, and he has a .373 batting average. The 2-0 swung on and missed. Ooh, and Fleming did a little dance there at the end because he might have twisted his ankle trying to get a hold of that.
Well, I felt the breeze off the bat from that swing all the way up here in the press box. That was a cut.
That was a cut of steak right there that he didn't like try to take a bite out of. Strike 1. 2-1 count. That ball runs away outside. Good job by DeLeon to trap it. So the 3-1 count to Amar Fleming.
Yeah, DeLeon doing a good job defensively there to keep that runner at 3rd base and not let that ball get by him.
The defense is playing shallow in case anything's hit in play. 3-1 count. The pitch. And that's going to be outside and away. Ball 4. He lost them. Bases loaded. And the Ranger crowd that made their way from North Dallas, they got the energy to, they must have enjoyed traffic.
Yeah, traffic was bad from what Coach Jones said on the way over. An 18-wheeler had a flat tire that was jamming everything up.
Yeah, they're letting out some of that road rage here as they're stomping on the stands. It's a bases loaded situation, though.
Rangers have Barber at 3rd, Foltz at 2nd. Fleming just went down to 1st. Howell up to bat.
Cal, 2 for 2 on the night, both singles, 373 batting average. As the first pitch is outside, De Leon traps it from getting away. Ball 1. And this game has potential slipping away from Isaiah Henderson, but he has been able to work his way out of multiple jams. So we'll see if he can try to spread some jam around this one and get back to the dugout with a 0-0 score. Bases loaded. The 1-0 pitch. That ball high. Didn't get the call there. 2-0. Cal saw that pitch. It looked like it was going to be nice, but didn't get the call there. Stayed too far high. The 2-0 pitch. And that one finds a spot over the plate. 2-1. The electricity in this building is electrifying. Yeah, I'm sure you can feel it at home. Thank you for joining us on Zach the Voice's network for Bowie Volunteer Baseball. Bringing to you baseball playoffs as that ball is hit. And it's going to get past the diving Caber at second. 1 run's going to score. Another run's coming in. He's going to score. And then Fleming's going to be held up at third. That is a 2-run single. And that's going to get the first 2 runs on the board for the Jesuit Rangers. 2-run single by Brooks Cal, who wants to do some dancing at first base on a dead ball.
Yeah, he's doing almost looks a little taunting out there is what it looked to me like.
Yeah, you got to be careful on that situation, though, because it is high school. You can't get away with everything. So after the 2-run RBI, Taylor Haddock, the third baseman, 1 for 2 on the night, reached on an error, and then he flew out. And his second plate appearance has a chance to come up. There's a runner at third, which is Fleming. Cal still dancing at first. 1 away in the top of the 5th. And the first pitch is high. Ball 1. Similar situation last night. But Parker was on third. Some dancing was happening at first. Runner got caught in a rundown, but Parker was able to score from third. That added to the lead for the Rangers.
Maybe they're trying to set up that same situation.
It could be. It was a good job last night, though. It's just a matter of where De Leon's going to be at if that situation arises. Last night, they had the opportunity to get Parker on the reach out for the tag, but De Leon was too far off the plate, so when the throw came in home, he was far away. As the runner takes off to second, De Leon's is going to let him go. That's going to be a stolen base. But the ball is going to be called, the pitch is going to be called a strike, so it's a 1-1 count. They saw the situation come up from last night. They knew just eat it and come back. 2 runs have already came across the score here in the top of the 5th. 1-1 count. Cal's halfway to third where he's standing at as that ball is hit foul on the 1-1 out to the bullpen.
Yeah, the Volunteer defense looks like they're going to try and cut a runner down at the plate, depending on the sure-handedness of their catcher, De Leon. The only person playing at normal depth would be the first baseman and the shortstop right now as the corners are in.
If you're Cal, you got to be careful. Last night, they got caught in the same situation as a 1-2 pitch, runs too far inside, ball 2. Last night, there was a fly ball out to left field. The runner at first overran second, stepped on second, never made it back past second. Once you overrun a base on a fly ball like that, it's automatic out. And Isaiah Henderson was able to catch that and to get that out first, with sure out in the inning last night. The 2-2 pitch to be outside, low and away, ball 3. 3-2 count to Taylor Haddock, the third baseman. Roman Dershweiler, the catcher, in the batters is on deck. As the 3-2 is hit high over our heads, the Jesuit crew upstairs might have a chance to reach it, but we don't. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As nobody's better than Taylor from what the lady in front of me yelled out loud. But I heard it either way. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the 3-2, that ball is hit high. It is going deep. And Rojas is going to be able to get there in time. Runner's going to tag up from third. Cal's going to slide into third safely as Fleming comes in to score. 3-0 after the sacrifice fly. It's Taylor Haddock as the Rangers extend their lead.
The catcher, number 15, Roman Dershweiler.
Roman Dershweiler, the catcher. He's 1 for 1 with the walk and a single. He's come up to bat with the runner at third. That's Brooks Cal. 3-0 in the top of the 5th. 2 outs. And the first pitch swinging. That ball's going to be hit. Jackson Turner's on his horse. He's not going to get there in time. As Cal's going to come in. That ball bounces out of Turner's glove. Darius Weiler rounds first, going to second. He's going to get into second. After that ball bounced out of the glove, Jackson Turner says it's going to be an RBI double. And this game is getting broken open here in the top of the 5th.
Designated hitter number 16, Alex Barr.
And we have a pinch runner here for Darius Weiler. While we figure out who the pinch runner is, the DH, Alex Barr, is coming up to bat. He is 0 for 2, a double play and a strikeout. And the first pitch, he fouls back into his own shoulder. Strike 1. Everybody get a hit. The pinch runner at second is Hudson Yop. YOPB for those keeping score at home.
YOPB.
Oh, my bad.
Second base
YOBP. I'm
for
So
sorry.
from Derek Schweiler to
Yop.
Yop.
He plays football. Yop plays football, as the golden voice next to me on my left has reminded me. So for those keeping score at home, Hudson Yop, YOBP, is at second base, running for Derek Schweiler. Alex Barr, the DH, looking at a 0-1 count, the 0-1 pitch, and that is called strike 2 on the outside plate, outside part of the plate. 4 runs have came across the score for the Rangers. They've taken away the 0-0 game that we were looking at previously to start the inning. And the 0-2, he's going to miss it outside, ball 1.
Well, it just gives the Bowie bats some motivation to start swinging and hitting the ball when they come up in the bottom of this inning. We're going to stay positive.
We're going to stay positive there as the 1-1 is going to miss the spot. It's going to be far away outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. And the 2-2 pitch here, and that ball is hit high, foul out to the street. Anybody driving by, listening to this game on Zach the Voices Network on YouTube, please stop by, throw the ball back into play for us. We are asking for ball help. 2-2 count. Let's do it again. 2 outs. Barr is going to step aside, take 2 steps back into the batter's box, and he is ready to go. Barr 0 for 2 on the night with a double play and a strikeout. And Henderson's going to check back over the second to make sure that Yopt doesn't get the yips. He doesn't want to try to take third base. And the 2-2 pitch here to Barr. And that ball's going to be hit foul one more time. That one bounced off the foot of Barr. And he's going to take a second, stroll around, stretch it out, and make sure he's okay. Good thing for Barr, he is playing DH tonight. So he's not doing much fielding. One more time. 2-2 pitch. And that ball is hit foul again over the head of the umpire into the net. One more time.
Another lengthy battle going on here between pitcher and batter. Last time that happened in the early part of this inning, Shane Parker ended up popping out. Hopefully we can get the same thing here between the 2 combatants.
The 2-2 pitch. That ball's going to pop out of play above our heads out onto the street.
You know, John, we've called many games here at Grand Prairie Park, and we have actually seen cars driving by on the street get hit by a foul ball as they're moving. You talk about odds.
For the 2-2 count, the 2-2 pitch, that ball is hit inside. It runs aside. That's going to bounce off the arm of Barr, who's going to be awarded first base. It looked like he was in a process of swinging, but he didn't complete a swing, so they gave him the hit by pitch. It's interesting, though, because earlier in the game when the batter for Bowie was hit in the chest on an attempted bunt, they said that the ball was bounced off the chest and they don't do it again.
And that's what Coach Johnson's out here asking right now. Of course, he wants to make sure. It looks like one bounced off of DeLeon's arm also on that pitch. Yeah, that earlier play was very unusual, and we were kind of shielded from it. But in the end, it appeared that the batter swung,
Now batting for Jesuit,
bunted the ball into his own body.
27, Charlie Wilson.
And they ended up, and it bounced off his body out towards the pitcher's mound, but the umpire immediately popped up and called it foul. Fortunately for Bowie, the batter was able to continue playing. He wasn't hurt terribly.
After that hit by pitch, Charlie Wilson, the number 9 man to bat in the lineup. He's the 9th batter the Jesuit Rangers will send up in the top of the 5th inning. He has come up to bat with 2 outs, a runner on second, and a runner on first in a 4-0 game. And the first pitch to Wilson is fouled back into the net. Strike 1. I guess this would be a good plug with so many balls hitting from the street. If anybody's hit by a car, the best person to call, Chapman Cornelius, call April Chapman or Jason Ott today. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Inc. can cover you in case you're hit by a ball flying by from Grand Prairie Park.
Absolutely. We've got you covered here on Zap.
As Henderson takes his time with 0-1 count to Wilson. 4 runs have came across the score for the Jesuit Rangers in the top of the 5th as that 0-1 breaking pitch doesn't break into the zone. Ball 1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Charlie Wilson. And that ball is hit. It bounces off the glove of Uribe. Uribe picks it up. He fires over the first anyways. He is not going to be able to get Wilson running to first. And that's going to load the bases again at the top of the lineup will come back up to bat, Braxton Barber.
Here comes Coach Johnson.
Yeah, that ball was a straight shot at Uribe. It bounced off the top of his glove, but it was hot to handle.
That's a base hit because Uribe really made a great effort at a sharply hit ball. And he did a good job to get any kind of leather on it to keep it in the infield and keep another run from scoring.
And it looks like Coach Johnson's going to give Henderson a chance to try to dig his way out of this inning again. Unless he's going to go to somebody that's already out there in the field. It looks like we're going to have a pitching change. And you know what that means. When it comes to the pitching change, it's a sign of a change. And that sign of a change can be brought to you by Ika Signs. Next time you need signs, banners, printed shirts, or other printing materials, Ika Signs, the local printer to call. 817-617-2229 is the number. And let them know Zach on production sent you. We will step aside real quick while Andrew Vega gets warmed up on the mound. This is Zach on Productions bringing you Bowie Volunteer Baseball.
Taqueria Taco Express is now the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions. They feature 3 convenient locations, including 2 in Arlington and the original site on the Grand Prairie border at I-20 in Great Southwest. Their Taco Tuesday special includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10. Made from scratch with authentic recipes, you can place single or bulk orders online by going to taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
Andrew Vega.
And we're back to Prairie High School,
Andrew
Vega is going to come
6,
in for Isaiah
now
Henderson.
pitching for the Volunteers.
Vega, number 6, pitching for Isaiah Henderson. Henderson gave up 4 runs in the top of the 5th inning, but he did a solid job out there on the mound, keeping the Rangers very high explosive offense too far ahead. It's just the wheels slowly started falling apart there in the 5th inning. Some of it on the pitching, some of it on the defense.
Yeah, the Rangers have batted around here. We're heading to batter number 10 here in Braxton Barber stepping in. And the 4-run spot on the board. They're calling on Vega to step into a very difficult situation here with bases loaded. But there are 2 outs in the inning.
That is a positive there with 2 outs in the inning as Braxton Barber's coming up to bat for his second at bat of the 5th inning. He walked to lead off the 5th inning. And the first pitch he sees from Vega is a called strike outside.
John, the Colts have added a run to their lead in the game 2 at Richardson. It's 3-0 Colts now. Looking to wrap up that part of the series.
As 0-1 is outside. 1-1. And I have a I have a score update from South Grand Prairie. It's just the screen is so far away, I can't tell who's winning. I just know there are scores on the board. So it's a 1-1 pitch, and 1-1 pitch is skied high out of play. Strike 2.
If Vega can nail this one down here and get out of the inning and stop the bleeding here, that'll give the Volunteers a chance to maybe claw back into this one in the bottom of the 5th.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The leadoff man, Braxton Barber, who 10th bat of the 10th batter of the inning. As the 1-2 is hit high, it is hit foul. Rojas gave chase, but it's gonna be out of play. We'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases are still loaded. Charlie Wilson at first base. Alex Barr at second, and Yopt, who was pinch running for Dershweiler, at third. And the 1-2 from Vega. That ball swung on. It is going to go foul one more time. We'll continue this very long at bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vega has been playing shortstop most of the night. Is now on the mound in relief for Isaiah Henderson. Henderson, the young man, did a very, very good job with what he could tonight. He kept the Rangers down until it was just too much to handle. And the 1-2 this time swung on and missed from Vega, and that's going to end the inning. The bleeding has stopped momentarily, and that's going to send us to the bottom of the 5th. The score is now 4-0, Jesuit over Bowie. To the bottom of the 5th we go. This is Zach on Production presented to you by John Wade Roofing. Bowie Volunteer Baseball will be right back after this.
I'm from the dirty.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Romy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Romy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
And we're back to the bottom of the 5th inning after a 4-run top of the 5th inning that saw Isaiah Henderson be replaced by Andrew Vega. The Bowie Bats have a chance to finally come up and bat to try to get something on the scoreboard versus Montez, who has thrown 4 shutout innings so far. The first bat he's going to see is Roberto De Leon, who swings and misses on strike 1. Bob, since senior day, April 12th versus Fort Worth Southwest, only 6 combined runs total in the last 6 games for the Volunteers. As that 0-1 is a bloop bunt back to Montez.
Yeah, he squared the bunt on that one and popped it up right back to the pitcher.
After that, there's going to be a bloop bunt, F1 for those keeping score at home. Andrew Vega, the new pitcher who's been playing shortstop, he has a single in his first at bat. He's coming up for his second plate appearance of the game. 1 for 1. He was able to find a hole versus Montez. But yeah, since Fort Worth Southwest, where they scored 10 runs that Saturday afternoon that you and Zach were able to cover, they have scored 6 combined runs in the last 6 games. And it's the first pitch to Vegas, me outside, ball 1.
Yeah, the Bowie Bats have really been struggling here in these last several ball games.
And the 1-0 misses again, ball 2. This inning was supposed to be Vega and Rojas. De Leon came up. He bloop bunted to the to the catcher. He bloop bunted to the pitcher, and now Vega's the second man to bat this inning as he looks at a called strike 1. So it's 2-1 count to Vega. The 2-1, that ball is hit high. The center fielder, he's calling everybody off. He is going to look it into his glove. That's going to be out number 2.
For the Volunteers, the left fielder, number 3.
Braxton Barber, the center fielder, was able to look that one all the way in. Goes to the F8 in the scorebook. Alex Rojas, 0 for 1 in the night with a strikeout. He's one of the 4 strikeout victims for Montez. He's up to bat for his second shot at Montez as he's swinging and misses strike 1. Montez is dealing up there. And the 0-1, that ball is hit down to the second baseman, Parker. Parker scoops it into his glove, fires to Fleming at first, and that's going to end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for the Rangers. Going to the top of the sixth inning, the score is 4-0. And the Volunteers come back late into the game. This is Zach on Productions bringing you Bowie Volunteer Baseball, presented to you by John Wade Roofing. Step aside really quick.
Hey, Arlington residents, if you're like me and tired of rising insurance rates, then it's time to make the switch to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services. Since 1984, they've been your trusted local insurance experts, offering competitive quotes for all your needs. Auto, homeowners, umbrella, renters, boats, and even classic cars. Why settle for less when you can get the best? Compare coverages today and see how much you can save by visiting chapman-cornelius.com. Chapman Cornelius, your local insurance partner since 1984.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Extraordinaria y auténtica comida mexicana, aquí encontrarás el mejor menú para el paladar más exigente. Puedes visitarlos en una de sus 3 sucursales ubicadas en Arlington y en Green Prairie. No te pierdas de su grandioso especial todos los martes, Taco Tuesday, de 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrarnos o hacer un pedido, visítalos a su página web taqueriatacoexpress.com.
To the top of the sixth inning we go in a 4-0 game here at Grand Prairie High School. We want to thank all of those at Grand Prairie who made this game possible after the rainstorms came across the Metroplex today. City of Arlington has no turf fields when it comes to baseball. So our neighbors at Grand Prairie are always very welcoming hosts when we have games like this that need to get played. We've had other experiences. We've had to go to Irving before and Mansfield. But thank you to the host at Grand Prairie here to get this game going. It is 6-0, and we're going to look at the 2, 3, 4 batters for the Jesuit Rangers, who are leading 4-0. Shane Parker's first pitch he sees from Andrew Vega is inside, ball 1. The top of the fifth inning, the floodgates were broken open, where 10 men came up to the bat as the 1-0 is hit. That is going to be caught by the sliding Caber. Good play by Caber to track it, slides, and get a sure out number 1. Parker wasn't happy about it, but those at Fox Sports Southwest, as you hear the good old Rangers highlight theme in the background, congratulate Caber on a good play, out number 1.
Yeah, there was a similar play with a different player earlier in the game, and it popped in and out of his glove. Caber, a little more sure-handed on that one with the sliding catch to secure the first out.
It's going to bring up Jake Foltz, the number 3 man in the lineup, the shortstop. He is I'm sorry, I had a brain cramp for a moment there. He is 1 for 2. He reached base on an error, but the last inning he had a ground rule double. As the first pitch he sees is a ball outside, ball 1. And 1-0 misses again, ball 2. Foltz has an over 300 batting average on the season. 331 to be exact, not counting last night and today. Last night he was 1 for 4. Today he is 1 for 2, but he's been on base twice. As the 2-0, that ball is hit high, sky high, out of play into this big crowd that has made their way from North Dallas and South Arlington to come watch a pretty good baseball game.
It's been a much more competitive ball game tonight. And yes, there's a 4-run difference at this point, but Bowie has played a good defensive game so far tonight to keep this score close.
It's a 2-1 count to the number 3 man, the shortstop, as that ball is hit up above the head of Vega out into center field. It's going to drop in front of Jackson Turner as a hit. So a 1-out single for Foltz, his second hit of the game, back-to-back innings.
Yeah, you can't defend that hit. It was a good, solid shot. Again, right up the middle over the second base bag, dropping right in front of Jackson Turner. There's just no way to defend it. It's just good hitting.
Amar Fleming.
Amar Fleming, the first baseman. He threw a walk in his last at bat, which was last inning. Other than that, he is 0 for 2. Looking to try to change his fortunes up there at the plate. As that ball runs inside, it doesn't get him, but the runner is able to get to second as that ball got away from De Leon. That was a lot of heat on that pitch from Vega. And De Leon's gonna go out there and check on his pitcher to let him know, hey, we got this. Simmer down now, we got this.
Yeah, they're gonna talk about their signals. I'm not sure De Leon was expecting that particular pitch. Make sure they're on the same page, as Vega is a relatively new pitcher in the ball game here tonight.
After that conversation at the mound, meeting of the minds, as we called it earlier. De Leon's back behind the plate. 1-0 count to the first baseman Fleming. Runner is at second, and the 1-0 looked at, but doesn't get the call. Ball 2. 2-0 count to Amar Fleming. 0 for 2 on the night. Drew a walk, but last night he had a better night at the plate than he has now. As the 2-0 misses outside. Ball 3. On deck, Brooks Cole, the right fielder. He is 3 for 3. So you do not want to bring that man up the plate with a runner on second. And we lost him there on 4 straight pitches. So Fleming, second straight walk and back-to-back inning. Cole is going to come up to bat. He is 3 for 3. 3 singles and a 2. The last single he hit was a 2-run single.
Right fielder, number 12.
Busted the lead. Busted the score open for the Rangers. He was the one that actually kicked down the wall to make the floodgates open.
Yeah. And it was a good hit out to second base. Kaber did everything he could. He stretched out, and the ball was just inches beyond his glove out there.
Yeah, a similar situation now. I guess a new pitcher. The first pitch Cole sees is a called strike from Vega. Fifth batter Vega has faced tonight since coming in for Isaiah Henderson last inning. And that ball is hit past Isaiah Henderson, who's playing at short. The runner is coming in from third. He is rounding third. He's going home. And the throw, he is going to come in safely. 5-0, the Rangers are going to score. 5-0 after that Rangers scored there from a RBI single. 4 for 4 tonight from Brooks Cole. 3 RBIs. Man, this young man is on fire right now. He came into the series batting .373 on the season. He's just added to it. 4 for 4 tonight. Taylor Haddock also got an RBI. He was the one, he had a sacrifice fly RBI back in the 5th inning. He's coming up to bat now with a runner at second and a runner at first. And the first pitch he sees, that ball is hit high. Kaber at second base. He is going to get under it for out number 2.
The umpires actually called the infield fly rule on that particular play. It was in effect with 2 runners on and less than 2 out. So that ball was dead before it even got into Kaber's hands. But the secure catch there, shoring up the defense at second base for the Volunteers.
That's a good job. Either way, even though the infield fly was called, if you drop it, it's a different scenario. So good job by Kaber just to make sure.
Number 15,
hits the glove.
You
walk it back to where it needs to go. Now with 2 away in the top of the 6th inning, Roman Dershweiler. He is 2 for 2 tonight with a single and a RBI double. He reached base his first at bat on a walk. And his first pitch he sees is a foul tip over the glove of De Leon, strike 1. Ball looked like it tipped off the top of De Leon's helmet.
It kind of sounded like it. That's what that safety equipment is for these players and the umpires.
As Vega drops off the mound, he turns around, he fires back to second and makes sure the runner is back safely. Score still 5-0 here at Grand Prairie High School, the top of the 6th inning. 2 outs. And a swing and miss by Dershweiler, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning. And we're going to have a pinch hitter behind if we get to that point. Number 22, Kastowicz is on deck. If we get to that point, as the 0-2 misses outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strike count to the catcher, Roman Dershweiler. Looking at a good night. 2 for 2, a walk, a single, and a double. Fleming on second. And Fleming, that ball hits over his head. Fleming rounds third. He is going to come in. Oh, he's held back at third, so the bases are going to be loaded after that single.
Coach Jones was waving him in at first, and then the ball was played so well back into the infield that Coach Jones threw up the stop sign at the last second.
Alex Ball. Bill Kastowicz, number 20.
Kept Amar Fleming at third.
Yeah, that ball was very close to hitting Fleming too. He took off running. And he was in the path of the ball. But now the bases are loaded for a pinch hitter. Castrowich is going to come up to bat for his first plate appearance of the series. He's going to replace Alex Barr, who went 0 for 2 and was hit by a pitch the last inning. And the first pitch to Castrowich is going to be high. Ball 1. Bases are loaded. Fleming at third. Cole at second. Roman Derishweiler, the catcher, at first. I believe they have a pinch runner for Derishweiler. It's going to be Yopt. Hudson Yopt. As Vega's 1-0, that one's over the plate. Strike 1. So it's a 1-1 count to Castrowich, the pinch hitter. #22, Baron Kasparich. That's a 1-1 count. Vega kicks, fires. That ball, good placement by De Leon, but not able to get the call. 2 balls, 1 strike.
That one looked close to me. Umpire's been calling that outside corner all evening for Isaiah Henderson, but Vega not getting the call on that pitch.
As the 7th man up to the plate, Kasparich, has a 2-1 count. And the 2-1 pitch is high, misses. Ball 3. There's nowhere to put him. Three-one count. There's nowhere to put him with the bases loaded. Andrew Vega's got to fire one over.
And being a hitter's count here, the batter has that advantage knowing that he's coming over the plate.
The 3-1 over the plate. Like you said, Jackson Turner on his high horse. Jackson Turner, he is not going to get there in time. The ball dropped in right center field. 1 run's going to score. 2nd run's going to score. Catcher around the 2nd. He stumbles. He's going to stumble into 3rd, sliding in. A bases clearing triple. 8-0. The Rangers have a lead over the Volunteers. That ball had a lot of drive to it, went over the head of the very speedy Jackson Turner, who couldn't get there in time. Everybody for Jesuit was already running, and they're going to go ahead and run out to an 8-0 lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. For the Rangers, number 23, Wallace Archie, hitting for Charlie Wilson. Wallace Archie, number 23,
you guys can hear the golden
Charlie
voice
Wilson.
of Yadi Pagan. Archie coming up to bat for the left fielder Wilson after that bases clearing triple. The official attendance on the night, 257. A lot of people made their way from North Dallas and from South Arlington to see a great game. It was a great game all the way through, even though the score has been busted open. As the first pitch is going to be high and inside. As number 23, Wallace Archie is taking his first hacks of the series here. An 8-0 lead. And the 1-0 misses again, ball 2. It's a 2-0 count. 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. Runner on 3rd. And the 2-0 misses again, ball 3. And De Leon's going to go out there and have a meeting with his pitcher, Vega, while I have a meeting with Pops with the score across town.
The score across town in Richardson has climbed to 4-0 based on the chat from Randy Russ, the PA announcer for Arlington High. Gannon Howard just got a good hit that brought in the 4th run for the Colts. So 4-0 at Richardson in the top of the 6th.
4-0 Richardson in the top of 6. We have 4 runs already came across.
With 2 outs.
With 2 out. And a game that's been blown open quickly as the 3-0 pitch misses for Wallace Archie. He's going to take his nice time to get to first base.
The center fielder, number 1, Braxton Barber.
And we're going to go back to the top of the lineup. The 9th man to bat in this inning is Braxton Barber. He is going to come up to bat. And Coach Johnson's going to come out and have a word with his pitcher. That might be it for the young man, Vega. We'll see what Coach Johnson says. As all the infield comes in, listen to what Coach Johnson's words are. We have 2 runners on, and Coach Johnson's going to let Vega try to work his way out of this inning. As Kasparich is standing at third after the 3-run triple, the bases clearing triple that busted his lead way open. Wallace Archie standing at first after his pinch hit walk. And Vega has his chance to see Braxton Barber again. He struck Barber out last inning. That's what ended the inning. But now Barber has a chance to get his revenge here as the first pitch he sees is outside, ball 1. And the 1-0 from Vega is going to be outside again, ball 2. I guess interesting approach there in an 8-0 game to leave Vega out there, knowing that 2 runs does end this game.
That's true. And you can just kind of feel the air has gone out of the sails of the Volunteers here.
As 2-0 going to be outside again, ball 3.
Very, very difficult to maintain your excitement when your opponent busts open for somebody runs here in 1 inning.
The 3-0 pitch, and he's gonna lose them there. Load the bases. So Barber is gonna be on base for his 2nd time tonight. Both times he has reached on base will be because of walks. We have now batted around again, Pop.
Yeah, I'm having to adjust my score sheet as we speak to add another column here for
Ladies
the
and
6th
gentlemen, your
inning.
attention, please. For Jesuit, number 30, Hogan Savello. Hitting for Shane Parker.
We're going to see a
Hogan
pinch hitter.
Savello,
Hogan
number 30
Savello.
for Parker.
Going to pinch hit for Shane Parker. Savello, number 30, is going to pinch hit for Parker with the bases loaded. Kasparich, who pinch hitted earlier this inning, got a 3-run triple. He is standing at third still. Wallace Archie came in a pinch hit after that. He's standing at second. And Braxton Barber, after that walk, he's standing at first. 2 away for Andrew Varga on the mound. And the first pitch, Varga gets over the plate, strike 1.
Vega's trying to pitch out of this really sticky situation here and stop the bleeding with 2 outs.
As the 0-1 to Savello misses, ball 1. If Jesuit is able to score here, 2 runs, the game would end, I believe. As that ball is hit foul. Strike 2.
They would get the 10 runs, but Bowie would get their bat in the bottom of the inning. Being the home team.
1 ball, 2 strikes to the pinch hitter Hogan Savello. He's pinch hitting for Shane Parker. As the 1-2 is outside, ball 2. Kasparich at third, Archie at second, Barber at first. And Yadi Pagan is backhanding mosquitoes here in the booth with all the rain that came in today.
I thought he was having some kind of seizure there. I wasn't sure.
Where the deuce is wild. Hogan Savello is gonna swing and miss, and that's gonna end the inning. Going to the bottom of the 6th, the score is 8-0. The Rangers over the Volunteers. The bats of the Volunteers are gonna come up with a chance to try to get something on the board. Don't want to end your season with a shutout. We're going to step aside real quick. This is Bowie Volunteer Baseball presented to you by John Wade Roofing. Zach Arnold Productions will be right back.
Zach Arnold Productions is proud to service the greater Arlington and DFW area. With experience in broadcasting, podcasting, web series, public address, marketing, and public relations, Zach can help you tackle any modern communications task. Whether you need an announcer for your sporting event or just need help proofing a press release, be sure to call 817-319-2402 to see how you can find energetic media solutions for your task with Zach Arnold Productions. Local Legends Figures immortalizes your athlete's achievements for a lifetime. Featuring 6-inch figures with poses in football, baseball, band, hockey, even lacrosse. Local Legends makes every effort to show their likeness down to every possible uniform detail. To order your custom figure, call 817-681-0319 or email orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
For the Volunteers.
As we come back here to Grand Prairie High School, the Volunteers trail 8-0. We're back to the top of the lineup. It'll be Jackson Turner, Christian Uribe, and Isaiah Henderson are scheduled to have a plate appearance here in the bottom of the 6th. In a game that has been broken out the last 2 innings, there are a lot of zeros up there, but the zeros came in the wrong spot for the Volunteers. They did a good job the first 4 innings, and then the 5th inning, the floodgates opened as the first pitch, Jackson Turner sees here from Montez. It swung on a miss, strike 1. Montez, quick release there on the 0-1. He fires his ball. It's outside, 1-1 to Jackson Turner. Jackson Turner on the night, the junior, he is 0 for 2, a strikeout, and he flew out to left field. At least you know Jackson Turner will be back next year to have a better season. He's had a good season so far, 5 triples. He leads the team in stolen bases. He's one of the speedy guys. He's one of the better defenders that you ask for to do everything for you out there in center field. A lot of positive outlooks for the young man coming back for next season. And the 1-2, this ball is hit high. The right fielder is going to call everybody off. He's looking for it, and it's going to land in his glove. Out number 1. That's how we're going to get to the bottom of the 6th started.
Chris Uribe.
Christopher Uribe up to bat, the third baseman. He is 1 for 2. He led off the game for the Volunteers with a single. Only 2 hits on the night for Bowie against Montez.
John, a score update from Richardson. Arlington has plated a 5th run in the top of the 6th inning. It's 5-0 Arlington.
As the first pitch to Uribe is inside. With the score, if the score holds up at Arlington, they will be moving on to the area round. Just like if the score holds here, the Jesuit Rangers will move on to the area round. As the second pitch is going to be inside, ball 2. 2-0 count to Christopher Uribe. The 2-0, this ball is hit. The third baseman hits a slow bouncer. Third baseman fires at first, and Uribe is out. Bang, bang play at first. Good throw to the third baseman for the Jesuit Rangers. So out number 2.
The shortstop, number 9, Isaiah Henderson.
Yeah, good play there. You got to give credit for credit's due for Taylor Haddock. That was a slowly hit ball, and he had to make a very quick, strong throw across the diamond to Amar Fleming to get that out. It was a close one. The umpire really emphatically punched him out on that one to let everybody know he saw it clearly for the second out.
Uribe has good speed. He's not as speedy as some of the guys like Jackson Turner, but he did a good job there trying to beat that ball out. As the umpires checking on the hand of Isaiah Henderson here. He's checking on the bat. I guess they did see something they liked on the end of the bat, but it's the same bat that Christopher Uribe just used because he tossed it from home plate. Tossed it from home plate as he's running by to Isaiah Henderson. So very questionable to see something on the bat now when the previous batter just used it. As the first pitch to Henderson runs away, ball 1. Henderson, one of the many seniors on this Bowie Volunteer squad, looks at a strike that he wants to swing at and miss. Strike 1. Henderson, one of the many seniors on his squad. He's one of the players that you expect a lot out of. He did a good job earlier in the game. Pitched his way out of a jam as that 1-1 is hit to the second baseman, Parker. Parker is going to scoop it up. Fire Fleming at first, and that's going to end the inning. To the top of the 7th we go. The Volunteers trail 8-0. We're going to step aside real quick. This is Zach on Productions bringing you Bowie Volunteer Baseball, presented by John Wade Roofing. Be right back.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Eka Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Eka can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ekasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Eka Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
And we're back here for the top of the 7th inning in the game that was close at one point in time, but after the 5th inning has been broken open. It is 8-0 the Jesuit Rangers lead over the Bowie Volunteers here in game number 2 of this playoff series. And I was going to give you a quick update on Isaiah Henderson's stats for the night on the mound, the senior. He's going to go out. He pitched a great game. He worked his way out of multiple jams, the second, the third, and the fourth. As we have a pinch hitter, Trenton Giles, is going to come up to bat to lead off the top of the 2nd. He's going to bat in place of the shortstop, Jake Foltz.
Yeah, it's time for mass substitutions here for Jesuit, getting some of their reserve players into this 8-0 ball game as they get ready for the area round, get them some experience.
As the first pitch to Giles was going to foul tip off the face mask of De Leon, strike 1. Isaiah Henderson, he did a great job. He worked his way out of multiple jams. This final tally is going to be 4 runs given up, 8 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 3 walks for the senior. As the 0-1 misses outside, ball 1. Vega still on the mound for the Volunteers in his 8-0 score, in his 8-0 game. Trenton Giles, his first at-bat of the game. He's batting in place of Jake Foltz. Jake Foltz went 2 for 3 on the night with a double, a single, and a strikeout. He also reached base on an E4. As the 1-1 from Vega misses over the plate, ball 2. The 2-1 pitch upcoming from Vega. That ball is swung on and it is hit deep, foul, out into the left field corner. It's gonna be foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes, but it had a lot of pop to it.
Yeah, a lot of distance on that ball. It bounced right in the corner down that their third base line, but it was just a lot of action for a big foul ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes upcoming. This ball is swung on. It is going to be hit. Good chase there by the first baseman, Ortega. He is going to turn around, catch it. That is going to be out number 1. So Giles and his 1 plate appearance on the night is going to go down as an F3 flyout.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. For Jesuit, number 10, Cooper Thomas. Batting for number 14, Amar Fleming.
Cooper Thomas,
number 10 for Fleming.
As Pop said, they're going to do a lot of pinch hitting here, mass substitution. Cooper Thomas is going to get his first plate appearance of the night for Amar Fleming. So Fleming's day is done. He's going to go as 0 for 2, but he reached base twice on 2 walks. As the first pitch Thomas sees, it's going to be outside, ball 1. The thing with Dallas Jesuit, they have about 40 men on their roster, between the pitchers and hitters, as that 1-0 is hit high. De Leon gives chase and is going to be fouled out into the stands here. As Yadi Pagan said earlier, 250 people showed up for this game. Big crowd of Rangers and Volunteers intermingling here in front of us.
Yadi Pagan gives us a great in-game experience here at the ballpark as he plays the mine from the movie Finding Nemo, the crazy seagulls.
The 1-1 here, and outside, balls 2. I don't know how to transition Crazy Seagull into a pitch outside. The Seagulls are outside. That ball got away just like the Seagulls flew away. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
You got nothing.
I got nothing there. The 2-1 pitch. This ball is hit over to Uribe at third. Uribe scoops, fires to first. Ortega looks it into his glove. Out number 2. So Thomas goes as a 5-3 put out. Carter Nolan is going to come in and bat for Brooks
Ladies
Cal.
and gentlemen, your attention,
Carter
please.
Nolan.
For Jesuit, number 5, Carter Nolan, pinch hitting for Brooks Powell.
As always,
Carter
you have
Nolan,
players
number
on your
5,
roster, no matter the
Powell.
sport, football, basketball, baseball. At the end of the year, you win, you lose. You give those guys who've been with you the entire season a chance to get their money's worth, get their props, especially if the juniors and seniors that never get a chance to do this again. You let them come up and get their hacks here. As we're going to see Carter Nolan come up to bat with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. And the first pitch he sees is a called strike. No balls, 1 strike to Carter Nolan. first plate appearance of the series. As the 0-1 gets away from Vega outside, ball 1. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. The Jesuit Rangers are 3 outs away from moving their way on to the area round of the playoffs as the 1-1 is high, ball 2.
Yeah, Bowie will get their chance in the bottom of the 7th inning. They'll be sending up Ortega, Ferguson, and Wheeler. They got to shut this down here and
As that 2-1
keep the ball at
foul.
keep the score where it is.
Deuce is wild, as Zach would say. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 7th. And is what is a very good season for the Volunteers. It's kind of stalled out at the very end. They have won 19 games this season. They're in the playoffs for the first time in 12 years, so nothing to be looked down at if you're a Volunteer fan or a Volunteer player. As 2-2 runs inside, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Carter Nolan.
No, it has been a breakout season for the Vols this year. Under the leadership of Coach Alex Johnson, they've really climbed back into the top echelon in District 86A.
This is the 5th playoff team, as Yadi Pagan, the Golden Voice, has informed us. 5th playoff team in score history, the best record in school history, as the 32 pitch loses Carter Nolan, who's going to get a first chance to run after he walks on a full count. So with 2 outs in the top of the 7th, Carter Nolan's going to go up to first base as a base
number
runner.
8, Hudson Yoke for pitching for Taylor Haddock. Hudson Yoke, number 8 for Haddock.
Hudson Yoke, whose name has been called a few times as a pinch runner for Darius Weiler, he's going to get his chance to actually swing the bat. He's going to come in to replace Taylor Haddock. Haddock's night is over. He is 0 for 2. He reached base on an error, but he also had a sacrifice fly RBI back in the 6th inning. As the score stands, still 8-0, 2 outs. And Yoke looks at a strike called right down the middle.
Yeah, Vega out there still battling for the Volunteers, still doing everything he can to take on these batters for Jesuit.
As the 0-1 is going to be looked at. Ball 1. Good job by De Leon. De Leon saw that Nolan got too far away. Fired over to first. It wasn't a good enough throw to get him, but he let him know that he was looking right at him. Private eyes, they're watching you. They see your every move. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hudson Yoke. I'm a big Hall & Oates fan, Pops. I don't know if you noticed that about me. As the 1-1 is outside. 2-1. Got a chance to work a Hall & Oates concert a few years ago. Got to do lighting for him. Big fan.
I bet that was a dream come true for you right there.
It was. I sung every song that I knew of theirs. As that 2-1 is hit high. Jackson Turner, the center fielder, he is giving chase. Calls off Rojas, and he is going to look that ball into his glove, and that's going to end the top of the 7th. We're going to go to the bottom of the 7th. 3 outs left to go in this game. Bowie looking not to go down, being shut out. We're going to step aside real quick. Bowie Volunteer Baseball presented to you by John Wade Roofing. Zach on a production. Should be right back.
And Josh sends this one in the air.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
If you're a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage, or perhaps just navigating the complexities of Medicare, look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial auto, or even life and health insurance, their agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott today at 817-265-3346.
And we're back here to Grand Prairie High School. New pitcher on the mound for the Jesuit Rangers, Sean Kohler, number 26. He is out there trying to close the game out. The 8-0 game that the Rangers are 3 outs away from winning. And when you need sign of a change, as we got a pitching change out there, you know the person to call, you call Ika Signs. They're the ones that take care of you. So next time you need signs, banners, printed shirts, and any other materials, Ika Signs, give them a call. Let them know that Zap sent you. The number is for Ika Signs, 817-617-2229. Ika Signs, signs of a change. We have a change on the mound. Sean Cullen is going to get his first appearance of the series, and he gets to go against the 4, 5, 6 batters for the Volunteers. Roman Ortega, Brody Ferguson, and Jason Wheeler.
John, both games that are presented on Zap Network tonight are heading into the top of the 7th inning. We've evened up our pace here. In Richardson, Arlington heads in the top of the 7th with a 5-0 lead. Unfortunately, Bowie heading into the bottom of the 7th here with a 8-0 deficit.
As the first pitch to Ortega from Collins is hit foul, strike one. At the current standing, Zach On Productions will be back next week to cover Arlington High as they move on to the area around, as that 0-1 is looked at strike two for Ortega. Ortega, he is 0 for 2. He's reached base once on a hit by pitch, and he is going to go down. He's going to go down swinging, strike 3.
Yeah, we'd like to remind you, as we have one out in the inning, to stay tuned for the John Wade postgame show. John, we got to meet John Wade Sr. last night here at Grand Prairie Park in the ballgame between Arlington and Richardson. It was great to meet him. They've been such great supporters for us all since 2019, and it was nice to meet the man who started it all.
As Josh Caber's going to come up to bat for Brody Ferguson. Caber's going to get his first plate appearance of the night after coming in for Josue Martinez at second base. And Caber's down looking at strike one. So the 1-1 count to Caber. John Wade, he was a former Maverick. I'm about to be a former Maverick. You are currently a former Maverick.
I am.
As the 1-1 is outside, but called a strike 2. I will be a former Maverick as of this time next Friday. I will be done, walk the stage at the ballpark, and heading on home to take a nice nap. As the 1-2 is hit softly down, and Caber's going to get in, sliding head first into first base safely. The catcher had a hard time trying to field that dribbling. And now Caber's going to get on to first base. That's going to be an infield single, I believe.
Now batting for the Volunteers, the right fielder, number 15, Jason Wheeler.
As Jason Wheeler is going to come up to take his final at bat of his senior season. He is one of the 7 seniors on this team. He's had a good season so far. Tonight, he's had a bit of a struggle. He's 0 for 2 in the first pitch he sees. Called strike, strike 1. Caber, one of 7 seniors on this. Wheeler, one of 7 seniors on this team. As Caber slides in safety back in the first. He is second on the team in stolen bases. He has a lot of speed. He has 3 triples on the season. He's one of the guys that you will miss. But he'll have a lot of memories being part of the team with 19 wins that fought hard to get Bowie into the playoffs. As he swings and misses at strike 1, 0-2 count. And I believe the rain is coming down. The hell is coming down as Caber looks at and swings and misses at strike 2. So he goes down swinging for his final at bat of his high school career.
It's
the catcher, number 12, Roberto De Leon.
Heavy raining or hailing here with 1 out left. As you're going to hear a lot of ruffling as we try to cover some things up. And the first pitch to De Leon is going to be swung on, hit foul. Strike 1. As we are ruffling things around here. 0-1 pitch to De Leon outside, ball 1, so 1-1 count as the rain hell is coming down. Pops is about to head upstairs to help out the Jesuit crew. The 1-1 pitch is outside, called strike 2. And the Volunteers are down to their final strike of the night. De Leon, the senior, is going to go down. He swings, he hits that ball foul as Caber takes off running towards second. De Leon is going to be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year as a catcher. In his final plate appearance as a senior, he is looking at a 1-2 count. The 1-2 pitch. Caver takes off running. That ball is called strike 3, and that's how the game's going to end here. The Jesuit Rangers are going to take the win over the Bowie Volunteers 8-0, and they're going to move on to the area round of the playoffs. Well, we are going to step aside real quick and we'll come back with the John Wade Senior postgame show, presented to you right after this. Step aside, Bowie Volunteer Baseball, presented by John Wade Roofing.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Back here at Grand Prairie High School, congratulations to the Dallas Jesuit Rangers as they're going to move on to the area round of the playoffs as they take the series over Bowie with a win today, 8-0 here at Grand Prairie. Combined total of the series, 18-0. Bowie wasn't able to get a run across against the Rangers. The Rangers are a top 25 team in the state when it comes to state rankings. And an impressive season for the Volunteers is going to end in a little bit of disappointment, but they're the 15 in Bowie High School history to make the playoffs, and they have the best overall record in school history.
Yeah, it's been a great year. We've been very privileged to have Bowie on board with Zap Productions. We started with football with Bowie, and then we were able to add baseball with Coach Alex Johnson reaching out to us and asking for that, and it's been a real privilege for us to be able to cover this team and the performance they were able to put on the ball field all season. I mean, they started out of the gate playing really, really well and jumped out to a huge lead in their win column and hit district and stayed astride with Arlington and Lamar, beating some key teams, beating Martin along the way and sweeping them. And it's been a really good season for the Bowie Baseball Club, and we've been privileged as we are in the middle here of the John Wade post-game show. We're glad we were so pleased to have the opportunity to do this and to have you along with us for the ride. You know, the game tonight with an 8-0 difference, I don't think that 8-0 difference really shows what Bowie put on the field tonight, because through the first 4 innings, it was 0-0. And Isaiah Henderson was playing really good ball. He was getting into some sticky situations, but his defense was backing it up. He was getting out of those tight situations. And it was it was a really, really great ball game until the 5th inning, and that's when the wheels came off tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, and much like some of the other games this season, the bats didn't come alive to help when the wheels fell off. Henderson had a great performance for the first 4 innings. Like you said, the 5th inning is kind of when things started getting hard for him. But he worked his way out of so many jams. The bats didn't help him. In the last 6 games, Bowie has scored 6 combined runs, and in those last 6 games, they only won 1 of those games.
Yeah.
So they had a very hot start to the season. They cooled down near the very end, and that's one of the things you don't ask for, especially like in other sports like football. You don't want to go into the playoffs cold. Basketball, you don't want to go to the playoffs cold. Baseball is the same way. It's hard to get the bats going once you're cold. But it's overall a great season for the Volunteers. Henderson's going to be one of the players you're going to miss next year. He's one of 7 seniors on this ball club. Isaiah Henderson had a lot of playing time. He's one of the all-stars of your team. He should be somewhere in all district, either as a pitcher or as a batter. Other players you're going to miss. Jason Wheeler out in right field. He's a senior. He's going to graduate this year. Roberto De Leon is going to be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year here at Bowie. He's a senior. He is going to be missed, especially his defensive prowess and his senior leadership. Other guys, Bryson Peltier, Ryan Parker, Jaden Kitchens, and Alex Rojas, 4 players. And as a senior, you want to go out with a win, obviously, but you'll remember making the playoffs. You remember your team. You remember your family. And you remember playing for something more than yourselves. For all the juniors and sophomores, they know next year is going to be a big year for them because a lot of them are coming back that are starters. They know that they've made it here once, they can make it here again.
Well, Jot, that kind of wraps up the season here. On behalf of Zach Arnold Productions, we want to thank the Bowie supporters. I can remember attending the Bowie kickoff banquet that Zach and I were able to attend, and the excitement that was there in the Bowie cafeteria for that night when it was catered food by Spring Creek. That's one of my favorite memories. And they were just very gracious and kind to us and excited that we were going to be on board. So thanks to Coach Johnson. Coach Crowdis and I have worked together in Mansfield and now in Arlington, and it was great to reconnect with him during the football season. So we're just, as Coach Johnson and Crowdis embrace, giving themselves a big bro hug out there by the third base dugout. We're just very grateful to them for the opportunity we had to pick up Bowie baseball and bring you every game home and away for the Bowie district play this year. And so it's just been a great season. So I'm going to give the credit to our post-game sponsor. John Wade Roofing is the sponsor for our post-game show and has been a fantastic sponsor for Zach Arnold Productions since 2019. John Sr., who we got to meet last night here in this booth. It was a great opportunity to meet John Sr. He played for Arlington High and was team MVP in 1976. He also played for TCU and UTA football, earning all conference and conference champion honors. After a stint with the Houston Oilers, he started roofing in 1982 and never looked back. His legacy on the gridiron is now matched by the legacy the company has built in the community for over 40 years. The next time you have roofing needs or gutters, painting, solar, or more, call the family that does more at 817-265-5520. John Wade Roofing, the post-game sponsor. John, I want to thank you for your partnership this year. You've done a fantastic job on air. Fantastic memory you have for the details of the color details in the game. And I know we're excited that you're graduating at UTA, and you're starting a new job at TCC, doing the things that you've learned at UTA. So we're very proud of you and look forward to great things from you and in your position at TCC in the future. So thank you, buddy. I appreciate everything you've done with us and for us this year.
I appreciate everything you guys have done with me. My first game for Bowie this year was Irving Nimitz. Me and Zach were there to call it for Bowie's first broadcast with Zap. We got a 3-2 win there. Jackson Turner had a triple that game, and Ortega was able to get a win with Brody getting the save. So seeing these volunteers do things great, it's what carries everything on. You get to go on next week to watch the Arlington High Colts, my alma mater, your alma mater, go on to the area round of the playoffs. So it's always going to be great things. I will see you guys for football season for sure, as we got big things planned for Zap, for football season, for Arlington, and for Bowie, and for Sam Houston as well.
Yes, we do.
So it'll be a fun summer. As the next week, I will walk the stage, but it'll be at the ballpark at Arlington, the new one, the barn as we call it.
Oh, okay.
I will walk the stage. I will be completely done as a college graduate. I would be a UTA Maverick alumni. And it'd be one of these things, the same way these players out there going to remember this game, I get to remember these games and this stint in college before I go back to being an adult again.
Well, congratulations. We're very proud of you. And I graduated at CPC, and glad to see I'll be doing Sam Houston's graduation, Sam Houston High School at Globe Life Field. Also, I'll be one of the announcers speaking the names of the students that are going to be graduating on June 2nd. So we're excited that you're going to be a part of that. There's a final in Richardson. Arlington High has won that game against Richardson and eliminated them from the playoffs 5-1. The Colts advance. And so stay tuned to Zach Arnold Productions socials to get ready for the next opponent in the area round for Arlington High. And if there's any weather delays or changes, check in on all those socials and make sure that you stay abreast of the situation. But thank you. We're going to wrap this up and say goodnight from Grand Prairie High School, where it's still raining and hailing. And we'll bid you adieu. And thank you for your support of our small businesses that are our sponsors. And we thank you for your support of Zach Arnold Productions with Bowie Baseball this year. That'll take care of it for this season for Bowie. Thank you very much, and good night.